So it's 1920s America. Things were different back then. A simpler time. Easier time. A harder time. Didn't have all the luxuries and technology that we have today. People weren't tracked everywhere. It was very easy for people to get lost. Only a few miles down the road. America was a very different place. You collectively are friends. With Jonathan Whitelock. You slept badly last night. Unwelcome nightmare images from your past stalking your dreams. Around dawn, 2 fighting tomcats started screeching in the street, and you've been awake since. By the time a mail arrives, you've had breakfast twice and already reread yesterday's newspaper. Only one envelope, one of John Whitelock's occasional letters, which have grown longer and more frequent since the death of his wife almost a year ago. A vague friend since school days, John's bereavement had brought the two of you closer, directing this one over at Bartholomew. Though you haven't been able to visit him since Mary's memorial service last year, he took her death badly. It would have helped if the body had been recovered from the river. At least he could have said a proper goodbye at the graveside. The envelope feels thinner than usual though, perhaps containing only a single sheet of paper. So this letter comes to Bartholomew. Opening it, it says, Mayetteville, March 3rd. My dear friend, I'm sorry if this letter seems a little abrupt. I'm at my wit's end, not merely upset or depressed again, but truly desperate. James, my oldest boy, you'll remember his crooked teeth if nothing else, did not return from school last night. I was frantic and drove into town. I learned that he'd not attended school that day. But I know that he left as usual, with his lunch and his books, quite as happy as he had been all this year. The police and some local men began a search this morning and found his books and a few other things a few yards from the road, hurled into a bush. But the Saywood boys said there were no tracks, and the dogs found no scent. At dusk they gave up, having combed the hillsides and found nothing. They say we'll not resume searching tomorrow. The deputy says that my James has probably just run away. I know that he wouldn't do this. I know. Believe me. I could not make the man understand. What can I do? I have inferred from your letters that you or some of your friends have some experience investigating crimes which the police may overlook. Can you help me? I cannot afford to pay a private investigator. I'm not even sure that I can cover your travel expenses, but you are my friend and you know that my grieving has damaged my business. I still spend hours staring at the door as if Mary would walk in at any minute, wasting much time that I should be out chasing sales. Can you help me? Perhaps there is some simple explanation that I've overlooked. Perhaps when I regain my composure I will see it and curse myself for having troubled you with these rantings. But for the present, I'm quite at a loss. Could you or your friends help me? House is quite big enough for a number of guests, built when I had more energy and more income. I'll have no difficulty in accommodating you. Please come, or at least reply as soon as you can. I'm sorry to trouble you with this, especially after you've been so understanding. Yours sincerely, John.
The letter was March 3rd. What's the date currently? I don't know how long it takes for mail to get around.
I assume March 3rd is when he wants us to be there.
No, that was
March 3rd.
Generally,
I'd have thought
dated
that.
when you're
Very
out.
perceptive asking, did he send it first or second class?
I don't know. I don't even know if there was first or second class in the 1920s. There probably isn't in America. It's probably all different, isn't it?
No, they get priority mail.
They still are.
I'd imagine.
Well, the US
First class and second class.
It's just guaranteed to get there.
At whatever time.
Third of October.
I just wondered, if it was like 6 months ago when he sent that letter.
It's March 5th.
Oh.
How far away is where we're residing to said place that he lives?
Yeah. I assume then. I all know you through some sort of connections. You're taking
We're
us.
all old school friends.
Yeah.
Make it work, guys. Make it work.
Yeah.
We're all old school friends.
We all live together in a house share.
We're only here till $1,000 a year.
We all grew up together. That's how we all know John. So we're gonna be I'll be in my normal calf having my bacon sandwich, my third one of the day.
Third one in the morning.
It's been a slow morning.
Okay. Mayville is about 120 miles away.
That's a long ass drive.
Especially in the speed of them.
But my car can make it. I hope.
I'm gonna fly the plane.
I ain't got no money for a plane.
How many people can fit in a car from a 1920s
Have
taxi?
you seen how good my taxi is? Can fit as many people as I need in there.
Just the size for the engine.
It fits 4, excluding the driver.
I don't think they would have had many passenger planes by then. I think eventually.
Oh, they did.
Eventually, the plane was only
They
like 15
did.
years
Yeah,
beforehand, didn't they?
They did.
They probably have like what we know as a small plane now. Back then.
Probably little biplane.
It's like 10 years.
Anyway,
So-
I'm going to be in the
Yes. Anyway.
You currently reside in Arkham, in Massachusetts.
Said Arkham Asylum.
The name is in fact taken from this Arkham. And there is an asylum in Arkham. Okay. So you reside in Arkham. It is a lengthy journey to Mayville, close to Bolton. You'd have to go to Bolton, then you travel down a more rough road to get to Mayville. Small town. Would you set off straight away, or is there anything you want to do first?
Well, I suppose we best get just a few extra bits just in case the car takes some damage on the back roads.
2 hours shopping.
I'd probably like to make sure all my possessions that I hold dear are all locked away. And
Definitely do.
no one can steal them off me.
Oh, I got a spare tire.
Hey, you think
I got a spare wheel on the car. I got a small toolkit, but I don't know if something on the engine goes pop. It'll take a little while. Jerry can would be good.
None of us. Oh yeah, the old jerry cans.
We'll have to go for a jerry can and
They've got on the outside of the vehicle. Super safe.
you can probably fit 2 on a taxi, I'd imagine.
Super safe. I remember that.
Is there an automotive garage in town?
There's a garage in town.
Yeah. Can we go and see if we could buy 2 jerry cans from them?
You can get 2 jerry cans, no problem, of fuel. Yeah.
With 2 jerry cans of fuel. Do we know if there's a gas station in Maryville?
There would be a gas station in Bolton for sure. You'll be passing by. You've not actually been to Mayville, so you don't know.
Probably about 30 miles an hour maximum.
I'm just thinking, would we need to stop at a motel? Is it worth getting a map to map out?
I imagine it's early morning if he's having breakfast. If it's 30 miles an hour, it's only 4 hours driving.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
How big is Mayville?
You've not been there yourself. Looking at a map, it doesn't look very large.
Can I scour the local library for any newspaper articles for similar disappearances?
Okay, yeah, you head over to the library in the centre of Arkham.
You look at how quick cars went.
It's going to cut into your day, so it's the morning. You called. You make a call to go over to the library. It's going to cut a couple of hours out of the day, so it's going to be later by the time you head off.
Do we need several diners along the
Make
way?
a library use roll.
Not only it. 20 flat, which I'll need 60. So.
Excellent. So, what level of success is that?
A good one.
So it's the next one along.
Yeah, my next one along's 30.
Great.
And
Okay.
then below that's 12, so not.
So that's a hard success. So that's a really good pass. That's good.
Take your box now.
Oh,
Tick your box.
there we go.
Tick the old box.
Oh, Shirley, you can take that part.
Well, it's gonna be about a 5-hour trip there.
It's a good job I got my sewing kit.
Wow, what are you gonna
Is
be
it-
sewing?
Is it like a main road that'll get us most of the way
Terrace
rather than
line.
back through?
There is. It is a main road for most of the way, all the way to Bolton, and then you're looking at another 20 miles on a smaller road.
Oh, maybe that's 6 hours.
So that their interstates are pretty.
Top speed of the cab is 28 miles an hour, which is fast. One of the fastest cars out there. Right, you can't keep that going for the full time.
No suspension.
Mitch is going to be running.
The roads.
That's quite a claim, Robbie.
God, you'd be like, oh my ass.
Just a normal night for Shirley.
God, my ass.
So you find some details about Mayerville. Very small town by the look of it, mostly a farming community. There are a number of businesses there which deal with the sale of grain and farming equipment.
So no great artists come from Mayerville.
You find a rough map of the area. It looks like one of those towns where there's a single main street with the businesses along it and then a few buildings behind, presumably residential. It's mostly surrounded by hilly, wooded land. There's what looks to be a river that goes nearby the town with a bridge that goes over it. But yeah, a small rural community, not a bustling town by any stretch of the imagination.
Is it a bit like the Hills Have Eyes, sort of?
That information is not available in the library book.
Already?
The film wasn't out yet.
Y'all got what you need? You
Pack
got
them
enough smokes? Somebody got some extra food for the journey?
Pack my nice square suitcase with some spare clothes and stuff.
Spare clothes? Yeah. He has invited you to stay over.
Oh, we need to take clothes. Oh,
Possibly.
Not for any news articles of disappearances of children in the area.
You don't find
disappearances at all?
You don't find anything. Any disappearances of children in that area, anyway.
Can I?
That's a different scenario.
I'll
who would
pack
the
myself a
local
reading
police
book as
be?
well.
The Mayerville, or here,
In their area, have they got their own
they'd
police?
have their own
They got
police
their own
department.
sheriff.
They've got their own sheriff.
As I'm looking to write a book about this disappearance, let's get some other reading material.
Okay.
So anything about missing people or crimes committed in Massachusetts.
You check out a couple of other books dealing with disappearances, instances where groups of people have gone missing or people have just wandered off into the woods and not returned. You pick up a true crime book and a couple of fictional ones. The fictional ones, thinking there's some good passages in here you could almost lift.
How long are we going to be
Sorry?
down there?
Some fantastic books written in the 20s.
Maybe a couple of days.
Can I place the thickest book here covering my heart and
Sure.
gain a +2 bonus to my AC?
Well,
I see.
sure. I mean, I am going to shoot for the head.
I'm gonna sellotape it to my forehead.
I suppose best take some spare clothes and
Can I pack a suitcase of spare clothes? But my favourite nightie, which is a nice velvety feel.
Okay.
your favourite nightie?
Nightie, dressing gown. I'm a rich
So-
man that knows a lot about
Smoker's
everything.
jacket.
I'm gonna have a book called The Enormous Room that was written in 1922. It's my reading book.
So once you start getting together, and there's 5 of you packing into this Ford. It's a Ford you got, right?
Be a Ford Model T.
Ford
Most
Model T.
popular.
Yes.
I'm the fastest apparently.
It's getting pretty loaded up. There's 5 of you going in there. There's suitcases going on. 2 extra cans of gasoline. The suitcases are having to be strapped on the outside.
Oh, don't eat that suitcase.
Well, at least you're on the roof.
Don't eat
didn't
that
they?
suitcase.
These are strapped
Just my
on the roof.
suitcase left.
Yeah.
Put yours at the bottom. All the rest don't get
Really
wet on the
tall.
top.
Do I have to return my
If you think
books?
about how they used to drive better than
Penalty.
2 weeks.
2 weeks on the books.
I mean, it's more of a fine than a felony.
Not in wherever we are in Massachusetts.
How long do you think you were gonna be?
Story doesn't write itself very quickly. What if I
Well
get
done.
writer's block?
Book I've got is a novel by the poet E. Cummings about his temperament.
Let's get ready to go.
If we have everything together,
Lord's grace must touch this man in his special place as soon as possible.
No one ain't touching me in my special
My good friend
places.
John.
Do we have a place to stay when we get there?
Yeah,
I expect we'll be staying with John because he can't afford much. Much.
All right.
does somebody want to give me the old Tootie Rudy?
I'll go and turn.
Go around the car and you turn the handle.
Yeah,
Give it
man.
a couple of good cranks to get everything moving. And before long, your party head out of Arkham.
The bicycle thin wheels.
North out of town. I mean, it's not long for the built-up area to give way to the lush countryside of Massachusetts. It's pleasant, not unlike England.
Luxury.
You spend several hours travelling along main roads, and it is, I mean, it's luxurious. This is as good as you guys are used to.
And it feels like a bull's been riding my ass.
Hey, it's
for
leaf suspension.
12
You
hours.
leave my leaf suspension alone.
Also, the car's not too pleasant either. So you travel. You take the turn at Bolton and head west, following the signs for Mayerville. The main road turns into ruts.
I was slowing down at that point.
Yeah.
Have we been doing I Spy on the way because there'd be no radio? Would there be no
There is-
cars in the 20s?
There's a proper road here, but soil has made its way from the side of the road, spilling over. There is nothing to clear it away, so there are ruts where the tyres go, where you can see the remaining tarmac, but it looks like a dirt road, and it is thin. Only once do you have to pull over to the side to allow another vehicle passage the opposite direction.
The whole time.
What was the other vehicle going the other way? Was it like a police vehicle? Or
No,
just a standard?
there's another vehicle with only one driver. Looked more like a pickup. They paid you no heed as they went past. And before long, getting towards the end of the day by this stage, really, light already starting to exit the sky, you arrive in Mayettville proper. Pretty much as described, it is a single road heading through town. A number of shops and businesses lining that road, selling farming equipment. You see the sheriff's office.
Is there one of those police departments where there's only like two? Like, the sheriff and the deputy and then nobody else?
Yeah. You see a church. There is an official-looking building, maybe town hall, a library, a few shops selling groceries and so on. There are very few people on the streets as you pass through. You know that you have to head straight through town to get to John's place.
And they're dressed normally as we go through. There's not one of those weird towns but
Assuming I know where John lives.
You visited him before, so
Yeah, so I would just, whatever's the most direct route for the vehicle, really. I would direct.
You continue to head west for another mile after Mayettville. The road in town was fine and clear, but not long after the road gets, again, it goes down to a single track and is not as well developed, but it's better than the actual route here, believe it or not. So you head up for a mile before you reach the bridge that crosses over the river, as you saw. The river is in fact a gorge which drops down some considerable distance. It is a bridge with girders on either side, open top, and it looks like the base of it is wooden planks laid side by side, although sturdy looking. It obviously has a steel construction underneath.
I'll cover my eyes for the
Good,
whole
fine
journey.
American steel.
I'm going to say, I'm covering my eyes for the whole time we go over a bridge. Like,
How wide?
Going down to 1 mile an
double
hour.
down.
The bridge is wide enough for the car to go across, but only one car at a time.
Don't look down.
And how long?
The bridge is...
The Golden Gate Bridge, 29 miles an hour. We'll be there all day.
Going down to 1 mile an hour to go over this bridge. There might be some time.
Is it one of those times when you go up the hill and it goes 29, 28, 27, 26, 21?
My first car did that.
The bridge is about 30 metres long.
30 metres. Oh, so it's quite a long bridge.
It is. And as you cross over it, the vehicle changes quite as you described it, as it heads over each of these large wooden planks. You know, the tyres are clearly dipping down between each one, and anyone looking out of the vehicle can see the wooden supports lifting up as each one as the tyres goes over.
That's why I'm like, dun.
It doesn't take long, and you're over the other side of the bridge, back on firm ground. You see here the road splits left and right. There's woodland ahead of you. You turn the car to the right, heading towards where John's place is. From this point, the road is not the straightest, but of reasonable quality. There are woods to the left, and on the right-hand side of the road, hills rise up, speckled with copses of trees here and there. It's another half a mile before you pass a small rutted road heading off to the right, heading between the hills. This is a rough road indeed, but then there are trees that have grown down so far to this road that they overhang, creating a tunnel leading off in that direction.
Like a vehicle road or like a sort of...
A vehicle road, but it's again
very overgrown.
Very overgrown sort of place. As you head on, you can see that there are, again, beyond the road, the hills rise up here and they're beset with thick trees. Pull the car over to the side because while the road goes on, here is John's house. A 2-story, pleasant-looking home, quite on its own, far away from other buildings. Not another building within sight. A small picket fence surrounds the property. It is of wood construction, shingle roof, windows along the front wall.
Might it look different to last time I visited?
It looks like it's not been as well taken care of. There's signs of dirt on the white painted walls. The garden has not been tended.
Well, you always got on better with him than I did.
How much of the information would you relayed from the letter to us?
Oh, probably.
Is there anything you would have kept?
I may well have even shown you the letter if you'd have asked. Yeah, it was, I wouldn't have withheld any information.
I'm just thinking if we passed where his kid might have gone missing.
Is John a fox? How's he look?
John Fox.
Well, you haven't seen John yet. You're currently in the car outside.
Oh, sorry, I thought.
Yeah, we haven't got that far yet.
Just him who's named before.
So where did he say his kid went to school? I didn't see no school in that village. Or town. Whatever you call it.
I can't quite remember.
You refer to my memory.
I might actually not have known where he went to school, but
He went to school in town. There is a school.
But I might have known that he went to school.
You read exactly where the children are.
Yeah, probably.
Everybody out. Time to give your good old legs a good old stretch.
You know what?
As he turns the meter off.
I've actually got pins and needles in my toes at the minute.
That'll be $120 whoever's paying for this.
That's like a year's wage back then, though.
Yeah, it's a long ass drive.
Sorry, pins and needles in my feet make it really good for me to actually get out and stretch my legs.
Start undoing the bits for the suitcases. Somebody go and knock on the door.
I'll go with the priest.
Yeah,
I'm quite eccentric.
Makes sense that I go up and give it a...
I'll assist
I'll
in
stand-
unloading the
I'll
vehicle.
stand behind you, having freshly spritzed, just in case.
God damn it, Shirley!
Come down the plane.
Sorry, Barney.
Is it 1920? No.
Oh God. John's gonna be one happy man.
Once I've unloaded the car, Jamie,
Okay.
I'm going to be putting one of the jerry cans of fuel back in. Just to make sure we've got fuel in the car.
All right, no problem. So you start fueling up. The door opens a crack and then wider, and you see John there. He is dressed, but he's bearded. He was not bearded last time you saw him. The beard is not of the best. Not been best tended. And his hair is looking something of a mess.
Medium lockdowns.
Jesus.
You came. Come in, please.
Jonathan, is that you, man?
Yes, of course it's me. Oh, let's see. What can you expect? Circumstances.
I fully understand.
Sit, please. And he takes you into the front hallway of the property. Again, there are signs of the place not being as well tended as it was when Mary was here. It takes you to a small hallway which has got stairs off on the left.
I hope that's a recording.
No, that's outside the
Oh, is that out to the outside?
Bastard.
I was having the speakers near a crate.
Okay.
I
So
was like, there wasn't a crow earlier.
there's some. He takes you past the stairs and then in this hallway, and then takes you to the left into what looks to be a large sitting room. Though this was there was only 2 doors off the main hallway, and this is one of them. Sitting room has a number of chairs. There's got 4 armchairs, a coffee table. There's a liquor cabinet which is closed. It looks comfortable. There's a radio in the corner. The radio's thick with dust. Please, can I get you anything?
I think in the current circumstances, do you have your liquor?
Liquor is illegal, as I'm sure you know. And he goes over to the drink cabinet.
Between friends, Jonathan. Nah.
He goes over to the drink cabinet, opens it, and reveals the drink cabinet is completely empty.
I'm sure you've got some ceremonial wine, Father.
I don't know actually how that would fly with the prohibitions, but no, I didn't bring any with me.
Ecclesial immunity.
Jonathan, this home is truly missing Mary's touch.
Yes, of course it is.
And your boy. How many days has it been now?
2 days. 3. Coming up to.
I'm so very sorry.
Well, I don't know what I could have overlooked. He was happy when he left.
Jonathan, I assure you, wherever he is, God is watching over you.
What?
Along with Tenbury.
Are you so sure, the same as the sheriff already, that there's no point in even looking?
Are we in this living room now, I'd
Yeah.
imagine? Is there any like paintings or bookcases or anything like that?
There's a painting, like a landscape, no bookcases in
I'm
here.
gonna go just look at it and pretend I know exactly who's painted it.
Okay.
I know everything about it.
It depicts some small green rolling hills.
Yes. Oh yes, Holland.
I like not even
Okay.
do a roll like on a random place for hills.
Jonathan looks over and
I like yeah, talking about his boy. Holland. Like,
Jonathan, it's what time is it? It's getting late.
it is late. I mean, you got the meeting in the morning, you spent a couple of hours in the library packing, and then 6 hours drive. So you're probably pushing on to 7 realistically.
While it's late, Jonathan, and I wouldn't expect you to put any of us up for very long. Do you think we could? Sorry, I'm slowly turning into like someone else, but do you know what? I'm
I
enjoying
love
it.
the accent.
So it's fine, go for it, it's fine.
Would we be okay here staying just the one night, and we'll find proper lodgings tomorrow morning?
Welcome. You're welcome to stay as long as you wish.
Good, because no one's paid my fare today.
Carrying all
All in
the
good time,
bags.
right?
His child is
I do
missing.
the typical man thing of one trip. So I just got everybody's back.
Yeah, like
single like.
You kick the door open, kick the cardboard
Yeah,
closed.
I'm like trying to use my foot to open the door.
So there was something about your kid's stuff being found in some hedges or something.
Yes.
I think,
Sheriff organised a search along with a few of the locals, and not far on the road on the way up to town, James normally walks it. In the bushes, his bag and books were found.
Did the sheriff return his personal effects?
The sheriff has kept hold of them. But he's of the opinion that James will just turn up.
How old was James?
What's James?
Is James.
James.
Goodness sake, Maria!
On the
How old was he on the table?
God damn!
James is 9.
Oh dear.
I don't know. Mary and Jessie have been asking so many questions. I don't know what to tell them.
Mary and Jessie.
My other children.
Daughters.
Excuse me, Jonathan. Can I go powder my nose?
Yes, of course.
Which way is it to the restroom?
Let me look.
Okay.
Yeah, I cross my leg. Let me
Hold
just
on.
check my floor plan.
Slip of the tongue might get me. They probably had an outhouse rather than a 1920s. Probably an outhouse rather than an inside toilet.
No, have you seen the size of this place? It's definitely got an
Just
internal.
go out into the hallway and head directly up the stairs. It's the first door when you get to the top of the stairs.
It's not a huge place, is it?
It's quite large.
Oh, it is quite
If he can
large.
house all of us, it's a pretty big house.
Well, I have. We have 2 guest bedrooms, and the servants' quarters are currently empty. So one of you can sleep in there. I couldn't afford to keep her on any longer, so I had to dismiss her.
Okay.
Well, it's alright, we got another lady here. She can do a bit of sprucing up the place.
That would be good. Well, I mean, she was Anna was a pleasant woman and really good with the kids, but as I said in my letter, I've been neglecting work. I've been losing sales, and I'm beginning to worry if I can even keep this place going, let alone afford a servant.
I'm sure everything is all right, Jonathan.
If I'd have kept her on, though, then she might have walked James to school, and this might not have been a problem.
How long ago did you let it go?
Well, it was a couple of months back now.
Was it on good terms, or was she quite
Yeah,
upset
no,
about it?
it was fine. No, she was obviously sorry to go, and this was accommodation for her, and she loved the kids dearly, but she understood.
Is she somebody we might find in town, or?
Yeah, I think she's residing in town now. I don't know where.
Jonathan, if Jesus feeding the 5,000 told us nothing else, it's preparing food is
It's a woman's job.
isn't an honest job.
Oh.
I think you mean. Why don't you and I go to the kitchen and we'll just fix up a few things to refresh our friends here, and yeah, we'll bring something back through that we can.
Should we not wait for Shirley to come back from the bathroom? Surely she should.
I think you and I have got this, Jonathan.
Very well. The children are asleep upstairs, so obviously keep your voice down.
Of course.
He leads you out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well stocked his pantry is, but we'll sort of prepare
Starting to rock.
whatever, like sandwiches or finger sandwiches or something. I don't know.
He takes you out of a second doorway off the study, which
Yeah.
leads through a small study area. Off the sitting room, through a study area. The study area has got a large desk, an armchair, and several cabinets. There's a photograph of Mary displayed prominently on the desk, you notice as you walk through. This then goes through to a dining room, which is a light oval table and 8 dining chairs, plus a sideboard, all covered in a thin layer of dust.
On the way out of the living room, as we go through, I sort of nod to the rest of you. We'll be back in 15
You know,
minutes.
so the second they get out of earshot.
I don't know how long it takes you to cook, but
Yeah,
it
just
sure
like
takes me longer than 15 minutes.
Well, to make some sandwiches or something, I guess. Yeah.
It takes you left out to, so it takes you through the dining room, left. There's 2 doors off the side of this corridor, and then into a kitchen. It's set with wooden cabinets. There's a wood-burning stove here. You can see there's a window that looks out to the back, a stack of firewood out there. Sandwiches, you say?
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate.
All right.
Bread is the crust's body, after all.
The bread is in the cupboard there. I've got some cold meat in the pantry. One moment.
Cool. I'll get the bread out and then...
You open the cupboard. It's well stocked with food.
This is the old marble slab that they used to have at the fridge.
Icebox.
Yeah.
They used
Icebox
to
in them days.
have like a marble slab, wasn't there, that used to keep things cold.
He heads off into a small pantry area and comes back with some meat, cheeses and such, and brings it back. He's got a large knife and he starts cutting some of the ham.
Do you have a bread knife, Jonathan?
Yes, drawer over there.
I'll go over to the drawer and I'll fetch it.
There's knives, forks, spoons, all the usual stuff in here. To one side there is a bread knife.
I'll cut a number of slices off, sort of, you know how everyone does the old, to get the crumbs off, and just
Puts it back in the drawer.
Yeah.
Insert.
Yeah, exactly. Right, everyone knows the thing, right?
Bread isn't really dirt.
But
not really.
rather than put it back in the drawer, can I hide it in a pocket and close the drawer so it kind of sounds like that?
Make a.
Oh god.
Randomly go to your
Yeah,
friend's
yeah,
house
it's gonna
and
be,
steal his knives.
Well, I suspect there are
There's a
forces
stealth
upon this earth
Yeah.
that you do not understand.
I think this is going to be a
yourself.
stealth check.
Good luck.
What's the likelihood you cook yourself is the question.
Yes.
You want to roll lower than that number as well?
So in this case, it's against him. It's against him spotting it. So what you're actually looking for, he'll do a spot hidden, and then it's the highest level of success, which would say.
Okay.
Oh.
I did not roll below that.
No, but it depends on what he rolled.
Oh, that's true.
And you got luck.
I got a 56.
What were you meant to get?
Not yet.
How much luck do you get?
He's going to stab himself at this rate.
Yeah, it's a failure. So you get the knife and, having wiped it clean, try to put it inside your coat gingerly because it is still a sharp knife.
Oh, yeah.
As you look up, you see Jonathan looking directly at you.
I'll try and
Knife in
style
hand.
it off and then try and wipe it off just once more before placing it back in the drawer.
I think this then is. Oh, we need a bluff, don't we?
How squeaky is the drawer as well as you like?
Is this a fast talk?
That's on check.
Fast talk is
All the steps to get the squeaky one.
There's no.
If it's fast talk, I'm...
Yeah, we'll rudimentarily go for fast talk to see how much you get.
It's a weird
Okay, well, I've rolled one. No, I've got to get below a 5 on fast talk.
Well, that's
and
20.
That's a 20.
You've only got 5 in fast
It could be
talk.
worse.
Oh my god.
You couldn't
You've
look
got
at it.
nothing in fast talk.
I've got nothing in fast talk.
I've got nothing in fast
I bet you're all persuasion, aren't you?
My fast talk is 60.
Really?
Persuasion. Yeah,
60.
persuasion's much better.
Alright.
My fast talk is 60.
Bartholomew, what are you doing?
Oh, I do apologise, Jonathan. I mean, come in here. You must have heard about all the strange goings-ons recently. About the mammoths on the moon and the rocks in London. Or frogs in London. I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. It's all strange.
Why are you trying to steal one of my knives?
I didn't mean to steal it per se. I'm just afeard of the unknown. God will protect me, so will a knife. But I apologise. I put it back in the drawer.
I just like the meta character thing of I need a weapon against I've just come to my friend's house and we're making some food. I'm just gonna steal one of his knives.
Yeah, well, I was actually thinking of like, if there's strange goings-ons anyway, then I might be a bit suspicious. But you're right.
Well, let's just leave it in the drawer. There's small children in this house, and we can't have.
Yes, Jonathan, it was very inappropriate of me, and I do apologise wholeheartedly. Yes, sir, yes, I do. I swears to the Lord God.
Children are asleep, Papa.
I swears to the Lord God.
Hallelujah.
Meanwhile, you popped off to the bathroom, didn't you?
Yeah. On my way, I did that on most of the surfaces to see exactly how grimy it is.
It's pretty dusty. It does. I mean, the banisters on the way up are relatively clear, but that looks like the hands have gone down there.
On my way up the stairs, I'm going to tread on every stair, not like stamp, but I'm going to walk up the stairs
Like a normal person.
like.
I use every step.
I'm gonna say I'll just skip a step.
And I want to make a note if any of the steps squeak and what position on the staircase.
The stairs are all carpeted, and you apply some pressure as you go up, and not one of them squeaks.
Oh, that's fancy.
Some good nails.
And at this point, I've completely forgotten which one is the bathroom.
All right, so you get to the top of the stairs. That you're on what looks like a landing area. There's a door ahead of you, a door next to the stairs, and then a corridor leading off in both directions, which has a number of doors off it.
I'll go to the door straight in front of me.
All right.
Then I'll give it a little, just a little.
Open this door. It's clearly a child's bedroom. Messy.
Oh dear, beneath a woman's touch.
It's clean in here. Cleaner than the rest of the house. But
is there a child sleeping in that room?
you look towards the bed. Doesn't appear to be anybody in the bed.
Is this a little boy's room?
Appears to be a boy's room.
A rocking horse in the corner.
Are there any books about anything on display? A journal?
No books, no journal. There are some toys, a bed, chest of drawers, some clothes on the floor.
I'll be writing all of this down in my pocketbook for inspiration. What toys are there on the floor?
There looks to be there's a wooden train here, several carriages on it. There's a couple of stuffed toys here. 3 teddy bears, one of which it looks like the buttons where the eyes are missing from it. The other 2 appear to be in relatively good condition, although a few years old. The bed is dishevelled. Yeah.
Taking a look, is there a wardrobe?
There is a wardrobe, a chest of drawers, and a desk.
Inside the wardrobe are all the clothes. Is the wardrobe stocked with clothes or empty?
You open the wardrobe, and the coat hangers jingle against each other as you pull it. There appear to be a number of clothes on the hangers and clothes folded up at the bottom.
Is there anything? I'll have a look at the chest of drawers if I can.
Okay. Go to the chest of drawers. There are 4 drawers in the chest.
Open the third one down.
Open the third one down. It's filled with socks.
Nice. Who puts the socks in the
Your
that's
top drawer, man.
I have socks in the third drawer down.
You're a weirdo. I'll tell you that. Top drawer,
What's
man.
in top drawer?
Pants and
What's in
socks,
top drawer? I have 2 top drawers. And
Fancy.
this is really,
I do.
really gone off.
I do. And I've got pants in one, socks in the other.
The left-hand drawer has deodorant, vitamin. This is mine, not the.
I know.
Deodorant, vitamins, and other stuff. And the other drawer has odd socks waiting to find the rest of the socks.
I mean, that's not as crazy.
That makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Next drawer down is underwear. Then after that, it's socks, and then under that is the sheets.
So, Jamie, just to clarify,
trousers.
Yeah, deodorant and vitamins.
yeah. So, yeah, is it vitamins deodorant or deodorant? So,
Roll up that
for
age
future,
now.
do we start with 99 luck and we can?
Oh,
Oh no!
No,
Does it not say how much luck you have?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Or
Nah,
magic
boys.
points or sanity
I
or.
think you'll find
Sanity,
it's-
sanity's there.
that was.
Oh, it's up here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You got it.
So it's probably
It's
50.
this value here, right?
That's just sanity, isn't it?
Is that the sanity?
That's just
I haven't
sanity.
got anything
Because
for
that's
luck.
above sanity. There's nothing
No, I've
next
Oh.
got nothing connected to look either.
Ah, right.
I've
Well,
got
I got
magic
16
points.
magic points.
So they're going to say there's magic points, there's sanity.
You're a magic
Points.
What can I
Yeah,
say?
we're looking for luck. Maybe we'll just add a luck. We're
'Cause,
out
like,
of time.
The whole night scenario wasn't
Should we
like
roll for the look?
game changing.
Yeah, there is an amount you roll for it. I'm just going to look it up.
However,
Can't remember how you rolled in there. Call of Cthulhu.
I think. So do you get to choose how much luck you add on to make the
That's
roll
right.
easier, right? Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
But you have to spend it.
Unless
You have to-
until you need to make a luck roll.
Your
That's true.
3d6 times 5. That's how much luck you've got.
Times 5.
Yeah, yes.
Math.
Come on, sixes.
8 times 5, I got 40 luck. That's nice and easy.
Oh, that's not great.
665.
75.
665 is 17.
17 times 5
Is
is.
50, 85.
15 times 5 is
I'm
75.
glad I've got you.
15 times 5.
Is that my own little pocket
same.
gem?
So look,
12.
if you don't know,
What?
you can spend those luck
It was
points
5,
to
1,
increase
6.
any
That's
dice roll you
12.
make.
Okay.
It's
So
60.
if you need 25 and you roll a 20, you can spend 5 luck points to make it into a success.
I got really confused. I was like,
Fucking teams
12
roll
plus
that
6. I was
though.
like,
We're good.
times.
Oh, I thought you went the other way around. You added it to the.
No, you take it away
You
from the
deduct
dice.
Take away from.
Oh, you take
So
it
if
away
you need-
from your dice roll.
That's
If
right.
you roll
Yeah.
25 and you need
Oh, I suppose
20,
it
you
doesn't
can
really
deduct
Take
matter.
5
That's
off.
what I mean,
of
yeah.
your luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the priest had a lot of luck this.
Okay.
And sanity.
You
You've
just
got
add it on
sanity.
when
You
you
sanity
get
on
told.
Oh, you add it. And then you add sanity. Yeah, sanity.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of sanity.
No.
So if you see something crazy, you got to take a sanity check, and then you're gonna lose some.
Yes.
And when you
I only
start
had to
at
do
50,
one of those, but it wasn't pleasant.
when you start at 50, you're gonna go insane.
I'm starting at 50.
Well, I think you're all loony.
So if you
tunes.
see something that spooks you a little
Okay.
bit, you lose.
Your
sanity.
sanity is equal to your power score.
Ah, so 50. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Prisoner of war score.
That's a
While
genuine. I thought it
You
better.
probably got heights.
They're doing what they're doing in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
Shirley's
Just not
doing stuff in children's
you in the
bedrooms.
Creeping round
Yeah,
Charles'
you in the
bedroom.
living room with us?
Is it a cold night? Is it?
No,
kind of
it's
chilly?
relatively warm.
Okay.
Would one of you stand by the door and have a listen? I'm gonna go snooping.
I was going to snoop in this room, to be honest.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh.
I'm happy to put the
Oh,
bags and stuff in front of the door and just.
Well, just have a listen out. We
I
don't
just
want
mean if I'm like there with the bags, I've got a reason to. So if somebody bumps in, I can be like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me. I'll just. Oh, sorry, I'm just moving all the stuff out of the way to hold the door shut." Like,
Yeah, I was going to snoop around the fireplace / painting area. So if you want to
just checking the drawers and
we've become
Any
very
cupboards.
suspicious very quickly. Can we like stay the night?
not suspicious. I'm just looking for clues.
I'm just powdering my nose.
So where are you looking?
In any cupboards or drawers
child's
which are in that
bedroom.
room.
Okay. So the sitting room in two. A sofa, 4 armchairs, coffee table, the empty liquor cabinet. There is a chest of drawers, and you go through. There are some knickknacks. Nothing that stands out as being unusual.
I'm just generally looking just to try and get an idea of what sort of situation he's in, because he said he's losing business, even if there's any like personal letters or anything.
Not in the sitting room. It's general family stuff. There's a board game in here and
Study would be that.
Yeah.
extra pair of glasses and things like that.
Are there any family pictures in the front room, or is it just the...
There's no family picture in here.
No family portrait or anything.
There is a picture of rolling hills.
Obviously Holland.
As we just earlier.
Quite sure Holland's flat.
Is there any dust on the top of the picture frame, which is a relatively new picture that's hung up?
There is dust on top of the picture frame.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really good at
Oh,
flying.
well, we'll get sure
I've
he's working here in the morning.
I've got one of these in my house. It's a fantastic artist. Definitely know a lot about it.
What's his name?
Van Dyke.
Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
You know, he's from Holland. It's his hometown.
He's from Holland. It's his hometown.
Yeah.
Holland.
Yeah.
Quite sure Holland's a part of the
No,
Netherlands.
it's in his hometown in the Netherlands.
Oh,
Obviously,
of course,
you know,
yeah.
come on.
That Amsterdam.
Do you not know I'm an art connoisseur? Have I not told you this?
I know what you do.
Is there an insight check?
Now. It's spot bullshit.
Yeah, is there a bullshit detector?
Oh, my persuasion's not very good.
No, I don't think in this one they let you just have that dice roll
God
to see if he's
damn.
lying thing. You have to actually intuit that with your own skills.
I have millions of paintings in my house.
Millions.
Maybe not that many, but I do have a lot.
I'd be happy to appraise them for you.
The only thing I need praise from is the priest over there.
So Rob's got as far as opening a couple of drawers and then getting into an argument about Holland with
The taxi driver.
the taxi driver. Barney, who collects art.
Yeah, and knows everything about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your sandwich is made.
Cool.
And Jamie's about to eat it.
Sort of backing, with a couple of plates in hand, and sort of back my way back through the living room.
You're doing the waiter thing of like...
Yeah.
Yeah. So back
trying to
out
be helpful, yeah.
through the dining room, through the study, back
Yeah.
into the sitting room.
I'm in front of the door of the sitting room.
Oh, you're blocking it. Okay.
kind of
So who comes
blocking it.
first? It's you, isn't it? It's really so.
Yeah,
you go through the door, and the door starts to open.
Oh.
And so I'm gonna like bump into the door to close it.
Okay. Make a dexterity check, please.
Okay.
There goes our sandwiches.
I said that's what I was
There
gonna
goes our
do.
There's the
sandwiches.
sandwiches at 99.
All right. You see him moving through with this tray of sandwiches all laid there. There's some drinks in glasses, and you just bump in the door to open it. The door aggressively slams back into the tray.
Oh, sorry.
Throwing it
Straight up. Yeah.
straight. Glasses go everywhere. You feel the soft bread impact on your face. And
Sorry, I'm
from the
just
other side of the
putting
door,
the
you
bags
hear it clatter.
Oh,
It all hits the floor.
Well, if you didn't know they were there, then you do that.
Sorry,
I'm just putting the
I'm so
bags
sorry,
down.
Jonathan. I must have
Sit down.
tripped on the door. Let me clean this up for you. Shirley!
No wrong better for that.
Well, I was because I said watch the door. I'm gonna go snooping. I said I'm gonna put the bags down near the door, and if somebody tries to come through the door, I'm gonna hold it closed. Go, no, sorry, I'll just move the bags out.
The door goes to go again. Jonathan opens it.
I'm kind of holding against it, so I bumped into it.
Okay, so
and
you
I'm kind
pushed
of
it shut. So Jonathan's at it now, and you just turn the handle and goes to push the door.
Oh, sorry, I'm just putting the bags down. What happened back there? I can hear the clashing.
Well, Bartholomew's dropped all the sandwiches and drinks.
God, clumsy Bartholomew.
You have a piece of bread on your face.
Give me
It
a
wouldn't be
second.
the first time I've had Jesus' bone on my face.
I forgot what the character's called.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud again.
I'll be giving Rob the eye.
I've just
And I'm going, oh,
sat
sorry,
down
let me
at
just
this
move the
point.
bags out the way. They're in the way of the door.
Yeah, I've just sat down at this point.
Yeah,
As
immediately
I start moving the bags out the way and...
Oh, you moved the bags out of the way.
Yeah, so I'm going to stand and then be like, sorry, the bags were in the way, that's why the door's wasn't
The
open.
door opened. Bartholomew's on his hands and knees with disassembled
Not for the
sandwiches.
first time.
There's bread and cold cuts all over the carpet. Some of the bread is put
forward to
upside
that
down.
sandwich.
There is there's a rectangle of butter on Bartholomew's face where a sandwich square had landed on there. And,
Is it like
yeah.
slowly melted on his face?
Oh Lord!
It's okay. I'll get.
We'll get Shirley onto it in a moment.
Probably a good idea. She would know what to do.
I'll go call her. Where was the restroom again?
Top of the stairs.
Top of the stairs. Yeah, left, right, first
Back
door,
out
second
into
door.
the hallway where you
down,
first came in and straight up the stairs.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Left, right.
Straight up the stairs, and there's a doorway there. Top of the stairs, yeah.
Door straight at the top of the stairs.
Not at straight on, no, that's James's room.
Okay.
Just to the left
Just
of
to
the
the
stairs,
left.
yes.
Thank you very much. I'll go up and find her. And I'll start taking some of the bags with us as well.
Alright.
But before Jonathan can think, I want to say, "Oh, Jonathan, is this a Van Dyke?"
I don't know, Mary bought it.
Oh, she's got good taste.
She did have good taste.
Twice you did that. Yeah.
She's still with us, Jonathan.
No, she's not. It's been a year.
Fuck.
As long as she's in your memories and she's still with you,
Well, she's never far from my memories.
and she is never far from you.
If only that were true.
Just remember, every time you dream of her, that's her checking in on you
What?
from above. Isn't that right, Bartholomew?
Yes, of course.
There's some small comfort in that, I suppose. Certainly the kids say they often dream of mother.
That means that their mother is checking in on them in the night.
Nobody's just shady.
On a rope.
Excuse me for a moment. And he goes back out for the study towards the dining room.
Can I follow him? Just try and put my arm on his shoulder. And
Oh
try and
God, here we go again.
So he's maybe slightly ahead of you, goes to the dining room, and pulls that chair and sits down on one of them, facing away from the doorway.
Everything okay, big man?
Big man.
Of course not. My wife is dead.
I know. I don't.
And my
understand.
eldest boy is missing.
We'll find him. That's why we're here.
I'm not sure everything's alright with Bartholomew. He's been acting very strange. I feel like
Bartholomew has.
I've made a mistake. He's talking about elephants on the moon.
Mammoths.
And tried
I wouldn't
to,
have heard that.
he tried to steal a knife.
Tried to steal a knife. Jesus.
I think I may have made a mistake calling him.
It was a long journey. He might just need some rest. It's taken a lot out of all of us.
Damn those neighbours.
God damn.
It is getting late, but
God damn, that's a small penis.
Do you know whereabouts the sheriff's keeping James's stuff? Is it the?
can you imagine his office in the centre of town?
Do you want me to just leave you alone
Could
for
you
2
just-
seconds?
Give me a moment.
Yes. I'll go look at your painting. And then I'll walk off after.
The one that he called a Van Dyke, could I possibly attempt to appraise it just to see who the artist is rather than what it's worth?
Sure. Can you make? I think we're looking at.
I do have an appraise skill.
Go on, I'll give you an appraise check.
Right. Otherwise, I have art and craft, fine art. But so I just roll
I got exactly nothing in there.
2 percentile. A 22 when I've got a 60 appraise.
So this is. You look at it. You're not familiar with the art piece yourself. The bottom right corner appears to be a small signature. It says Kronmeyer. Kronmeyer, the signature does. The picture depicts rolling hills with a tree overlooking one of them, branches hanging down low. It's casting a shadow over the leftmost of the hills. Just on the rightmost hill, you can see that it's what looks to be painted as a small figure, but there's not a lot of detail in it.
The magnifying glass isn't much like.
It is rough brush strokes to be painted to depict the shape of a figure more than any actual detail.
Yeah, like a silhouette kind of.
The painting appears to be well painted. It probably has
Got a nice frame on it and things, and
it's a moderate value for a sitting room, but certainly not a valuable piece, you wouldn't think.
just wanted to see how full of bullshit my old friend was.
Quite.
It's Cromwire Van Dyke.
Is Cronmire the signature, or is Cronmire the place?
You just see it says Cronmire at
Okay,
the bottom.
right. But normally it's signed down there, so like
On my
definitely
way,
not Van Dyke.
on my way back in, I'll see you cleaning up, and I'll come and help you, and I'll be like, "What are you doing? Trying to take a knife?"
I've seen things in the newspaper. Strange things, like mammoths on the moon. Rocks in London. Or frogs, I can't remember.
Your friend's lost his
chair,
wife,
isn't there?
and he's
Yeah, there's four comfortable chairs on the sofa.
He's
I'm
losing
gonna
his
go lie down on
mind.
the sofa. We've been on the road for like 7 hours.
We're here for his son, and you're trying to. Knife?
In the letter, it said that we had a certain level of expertise outside of the police, sort of in the outside of the police's peripheral.
Yeah. I think he was implying that you were skilled individuals. I don't know what he was saying.
Right, okay.
It's like, oh, I can't afford a PI, but a load of a bunch of random people with random skill sets will be able to help.
Right.
You have a randomly selected set of skills.
Just rein it in, alright? Come on, you gotta be here for your friend.
I promise to rein it in if you remember which relative is dead.
Like I said, I was just trying to make light of it, and we're really serious. Like, what?
You're right, it's been a very, very long journey. I think I just need to rest. And I was thinking, I didn't want to bombard him with questions tonight.
It's not. I think you need to apologise to him. Not now. He wants to be left alone.
Yeah,
I'll boot
of course.
off, lie on the sofa and tilt my hat over my eyes.
So you're going upstairs.
Yeah.
All right, so you head out to the staircase and make your way quietly up. None of the stairs make a squeak, has been established. You get to the top of the stairs. There is a door directly ahead of you. The door is open. And you can see Shirley and they're going through the drawers.
Sniffing the socks.
What are you doing in there?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking for where the keeper's toilet is.
That's James.
Oh, there's no toilets in here.
No. Toilet's down there.
Rob, come in, look what I found.
It's strong.
It's a child.
What do you think you're gonna find? Toys?
Clothes. All his clothes are in the wardrobe, so he didn't pack.
Which means he didn't run away.
They found it. Which means the policeman's telling lies. Come over here, let's look what he's got on his table. Because I didn't search that before.
It's strong, yeah.
We can do all this in the morning, Chew.
Ross's best in judgment.
Yeah, considering we've been travelling for 7 hours, I'm
You
I'll probably just lie down and.
The thing's bad.
I heard a clattering downstairs. Is everything alright?
Yeah, everything's fine, but you got a mess to clean up.
Okay, a woman's place is in the home.
It's in the damn kitchen, which is where you should have been. But anyway,
Boys, look at boys. I really must powder my nose now.
you go powder your nose.
I'll be
The toilet's that way.
Like, go and scrub the floor wench.
I'll see you
We'll
downstairs.
check in the rooms in the morning.
Okay.
I'll put the suitcases at the top of the stairs, which I've carried up.
Sure. You put the recovered sandwiches on the table.
Yeah. Sorry, pile of bread and cold meat.
Probably hear me start to snore. Imagine that I'd lie down.
You fell asleep as soon as you hit the sofa.
That's literally how I snore in real life as well.
I'll sort of knock on the room where Jonathan's just sort of rubbing his temples.
You go in. He's sat stock still, looking out the window.
Jonathan, I'm sorry. It's been a very long journey, and I think the tiredness has just gotten to me a little bit. I think we should probably retire for tonight. I didn't want to bombard you with questions about your boy tonight.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I think the kids are already asleep. Hopefully, still asleep.
Are you sure you don't mind putting us up tonight?
No, not at all.
It's already put me up.
Are you okay, Jonathan?
The doorway there, he points towards where the kitchen is. The first door on the left when you go through, there's a servant's room, there's a bed in there, and otherwise there are 2 bedrooms upstairs you can use.
We'll figure it out between us. If you want to retire yourself, then you go ahead.
Van der Wood, he gets up and walks past you, heads up the stairs. Coming up the stairs as you see Jonathan get to the bottom of the stairs and start to go up as you're stacking the suitcases there.
Should he come out of the room yet?
Have I managed to put things back and go to the toilet?
You put things back into place and then go across to the toilet.
What does the toilet look like?
I'm
looking for clues.
You got one of those frilly dresses as well that you have to like lift
It's
up.
nothing unusual, so it's tiled. There's a bath, sink, toilet itself here, high flush thing. It looks clean, used.
How many toothbrushes are on the sink? Probably an avocado colour in them days.
Sorry?
Probably an avocado colour or something in them days.
Yeah, avocado. Oh, wonderful. There are 4 toothbrushes.
Okay. Now, are the 3 children's toothbrushes or 2 adults, 2 children toothbrushes?
I think they're all the same back then.
Yeah, they're very similar looking toothbrushes, but each in a separate pot.
I'm going to go to the toilet. I'm going to go to the toilet.
Alright.
How? I'll pee it.
Number 1. Number 1 and number 2.
Jonathan comes up the stairs.
Pretty
You okay,
scary
Jonathan?
movie. God,
I'm going to I'm just going to head to bed.
Which rooms are ours?
He points off. So where you're on this landing, there's a corridor ahead of you going off in the other direction. He points off to the right hand side, down the end of the corridor on the left, and towards the end of the corridor and turn left. There's a small corridor there, and there's another bedroom there. He turns to the left and pauses in front of a door that's straight ahead of you, and then turns left and heads down the corridor.
Do the whole man thing, hand on the shoulder. Just give it a man squeeze and
So,
He
and the man
nods
nod.
and then moves off down the left hand, heading all the way down that corridor before going in the far door on the right hand side.
Cool. Could I have heard any of that? Am I aware that Jonathan's come up the stairs?
So you're just
I'm just tinkling away.
over the sound of
Does that mean is it a number 1 or a number 2?
over the sound of going full breach. You can hear there's a conversation outside the door, but you can't quite pick up the details.
But everybody else can hear.
I will be awaiting the crew in the living room, I think, and then we'll convene from there.
Okay.
Sleep on the sofa in the living room.
start taking the suit. I have no idea who's going to sleep in whose room, so I'm just going to take the
Take them all
suitcase
upstairs.
I think it's a given I'm in the servants' room.
I'll take the suitcases into the first room that you indicated.
Yeah, go and clean up that mess.
Alright.
And then get up bed.
So you move the suitcases around and, in short, reconvene in the sitting room with Jonesy snoring loudly on the sofa.
Had like hat over the eyes.
It started raining at this point. It's not gone cold, but rain is running down the glass pane of the window.
I'll give Jonesy a little. Come on, get
Why'd you disturb him?
Why?
Just leave him here to sleep in this bedroom.
Why not?
Why did you wake me?
Don't just sleep on another man's sofa.
We got
You
2
want me to
rooms
sleep in another
upstairs.
man's bed?
And in addition to that, there is a servant's room down here.
Should see you shortly.
They don't look so good. Just sometimes want me to restless have a proper meal.
No, it's alright.
I think that's with carpet fluff on it. I think that's quite alright, sure. Yeah.
Maybe some hot milk before bed. You settle in for the night. maybe Jonathan would appreciate it. A glass of hot cocoa.
I think Jonathan could be left to go to sleep.
I think we should just retire as well for tonight.
Right.
I think we should discuss what we should be doing tomorrow before we go to sleep. I think we should be going to check out this damn sheriff and see where he found these boys' stuff.
I
I
completely
want to
agree.
read that boy's books. Maybe some important information in there.
He was 9. Could you read and write when you were 9? I can barely read and write now, and I'm 20-something.
Well, this kid might have a journal.
I'm too tired to be thinking of these things right now. Could we at least retire before we start thinking about what's going on? We've been traveling all day.
We have.
I mean, you weren't driving, you were snoozing on in the back.
I don't know
Took
about
out
you,
to
but
that
traveling takes it out of me.
You go to bed. You got 2 choices. You got the, you go upstairs, you turn right, you go down the corridor. You got the far room on the left, or you carry on, and there's a small corridor, and then it's that one on the left again. Don't go into the room on the far right, that's his room. James's room is the first door straight up. Bathroom's on the left as soon as you go up the stairs. Got that?
Is there a blanket on the back of this sofa?
Or you go into the servant's room, which is where?
But I just point through the door to the left.
It's just like
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll just point to it, but it's through another set of doors, isn't it? Through the dining room. It's just after the left. Through the,
I do believe the
For the
lady should have the
kitchen.
servant's room. It's where she belongs.
Why, are you a servant?
I'm a lady.
So? Are you a servant?
I do believe she's a lady of station if she's writing books.
You've served a lot of men.
Jesus was never afraid to, how you say, slum it.
I believe it being proper for me to bunk in a room with another man, since I'm unwed.
You're quite right, Shirley.
So I don't mind.
But he's also taking a pledge to, not do anything with don't damn ladies. So, you two can bunk together. You can go sleep wherever you want.
That'd be tomorrow.
Oh, to the point where we looked at it. Yeah, I was going to say how many beds are in the servants' quarters, but we haven't even been in there yet. So.
Nope.
Ooh, we don't want to go into that. That's crazy.
Hey, you turn up the music.
Damn, God damn!
Anyway, so tomorrow,
God damn.
I think once we've had a good breakfast, we go see the sheriff. We go find out where this kid's stuff was found.
Agreed.
Trying to imagine that. You know that feeling when you've fallen asleep and somebody wakes you up and you're like, your body's still not moving.
Maybe a couple of us
You
go
feel
see
like
that.
10 times more tired than before you fell asleep.
Maybe some of us go see that, what was her name? Anna?
No, the
Yeah,
slave, a servant.
Yeah, the servant,
Yes.
not the slave.
Sorry.
You gotta fast forward 100 years, man.
Sorry.
Together,
I don't think it was fully abolished in America until like.
Yes, it was. It was by that point.
Well,
It was
it might
just,
be by 1920, but it was only like.
it was just the segregation.
Not in
like
Mayersville,
18.
Massachusetts.
Like 1890 or something.
It was 1860s after the Civil War finished. Anyway, so I think it should be you, seeming you're a lady, possibly the priest as well.
Do we know where she went? Or are we just on a wild goose chase?
She's in town somewhere.
Yeah, it's as far as we
Why
go.
don't you stand on a corner shouting her name?
Is there a blanket anywhere in this front room?
I'm sure we could
No.
ask
God
the
damn it.
sheriff.
I'm gonna have to go do it.
I'm
And
just
then,
gonna walk up to bed, to be honest.
What kind of front room doesn't have a blanket? God damn.
I will go and just see how many beds are in the servants' quarters, I think.
1.
1. Shirley, I think you're bunking down here tonight if you would prefer the privacy.
Thank you, I got girl stuff to attend.
Got girl stuff to it.
My nose won't handle itself.
Right, you ask Shirley.
As soon as we leave. Oh god, it feels good to get this home.
Yeah, okay, cool. I guess I would follow Rob up the stairs to the rooms where we can bunk.
We'll go into the one all the way down, turn left through the corridor, and then do that he said.
Okay, so you turn left and it goes down a corridor. There's a door on the left and a door on the right at the end of this corridor.
I didn't ask which one. I'm going to put
So-
my ear up to the one on the right, see if I can hear any like breathing or anything.
So you
know,
two
like
bunking
sleeping,
and us two
breathing.
bunking.
Make a listen roll.
You picked the snorer. Oh yeah.
Where is my?
Can I do the same to the left one as well?
I'm assuming listen is still a thing, or my head is.
Oh!
You rolled a.
I didn't pass it. It's a 41, and I needed a 40.
How do you use luck? Or do you have to choose luck before?
You can use
I
that.
could, but it's 1% off.
You could spaff one luck and then you'd
It's
be.
fine.
Put your head against the door. No sound.
Very quietly turn the handle and.
Okay. You open the door. There's a little bit of light coming in from the windows. It's going dark outside now by this point. This is a clean room. There's a double bed, a bedside cabinet on either side, a wardrobe. Looks like the room has been aired and made ready for someone to sleep.
Confidently walk into the room.
Okay.
I knew it.
And a naked child comes out of one of the villains. Why are you in my bedroom? That's like the old way.
Are you with
Literally
him?
just
Yeah.
straight into bed.
Straight into bed.
Fancy pants room.
Okay.
The priest's van.
We've gone to the other room that you point to
Oh,
first.
Robert, are we topping and tailing?
The other room has 2 single beds.
Oh, how convenient.
High five!
But you top and tail anyway.
We'll share the
Push
same
the
room.
beds
Push the
together.
beds Put the beds together.
I spend the night saw her ass in half.
You do what you want. I'm sleeping, and
I don't see exhaustion.
I change into my really fancy bed clothing.
Okay.
A little robe. One of those hats with a little ball on the top.
I just take my jacket and hat off and leave them by the floor and get into bed clothed.
And I put my cane
Yeah, I'm
rest
just in long johns.
You know what I mean? I'm just like,
All right.
Is there a bedside table?
There is bedside table next to each bed.
I'm going to rest my cane on the top of the bedside table.
You rest your cane on there. You two settle down to bed. You head off to the servants' quarters by the look of it.
I want to do some girl stuff before I get to sleep.
Okay. Is it stuff that I'm going to feel comfortable describing?
Yes.
Okay.
So I want to have a mooch around, just do a light dust in the hallway. Have a look what food, get some breakfast prepared for the morning.
Okay.
Just
staying up all
Inventory.
night to like clean.
if there's any flowers out, get some scissors and chop the ends off them so that they remain fresh, and keep the scissors on my person.
There are no flowers. There's plenty of food in the cabinets for the kitchen when you go through them. There's a knife with a bunch of... there's a drawer with a bunch of knives in there. Yeah, a knife with a bunch of drawers in it. There's a drawer with a bunch of knives in there.
Opposite world.
Yeah, there's... you go through the drawers. There's a rolling pin, a bunch of baking stuff. Things like that. No scissors that you find in this area.
I'll have the rolling pin, please.
You
Jamie.
take the rolling pin. Okay.
It's just standard woman attire in the 1920s.
But,
Standard woman attire at night, maybe.
but yeah, there's plenty of food. It'll be adequate for breakfast.
Is some flour, some water, yeast.
There's some bags of flour. Yeah. And yeast. Yeah.
We're making bread, Jamie.
Okay. So you're going to stay up and make bread now?
Well, I'm just going to make the dough, knead it, then just let it prove till the morning.
Okay.
Really.
All right.
You're going to be up all night.
Thank you, Mary Berry.
You get to work on making some bread while everybody else settles down for sleep.
This is what my
Woman's work,
mother-in-law
same
does,
time,
so
Jamie.
this is girl stuff.
Okay. All right. So you spend another hour working on that before
Flat out
settling down.
before you even go to bed.
Okay.
I mean, in reality, more than 4 hours of travelling for me, that's me for the rest of the day. I'll be asleep for the rest of it.
All right.
I hate it. I hate travelling.
So you all settle down to sleep.
Gave in.
I'm also going to give in.
I'm no fool.
God damn you, Maryland!
All right. You settle down. You go to sleep. Eager for morning to come, and you make your plan. Barney, your eyes shoot open. It's dark. You can hear the soft, repetitive snoring sound from Jonesy coming your
I'm
bed.
not very soft. Won't be loud.
It continues, and it's been going for some time. It's not the first time you've woken up. But you feel confident that is not the thing that got you. Something. There was some noise that woke you up, but obviously it occurred, and then you're awake, and now you can't hear it.
Can I just... Do I hear the knocking?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know where that's coming from?
The wall. The outer wall.
The outer wall.
There's a tree on the glass, isn't it?
I'm gonna see if I can...
You blink your eyes, trying to acclimatise them to the amount of light that's coming in. In this room, there's one large window on the outer wall, and you look at it. You can just see, but in the moonlight, the rain appears to have stopped at this point, but you can see the moving shadow from the tree branch just casting across the window.
It's fucking terrifying to look at in the middle of the night.
I look around,
More snoring coming from Jonesy.
reaching towards the bedside table. Is there like a little candle or anything on top of it?
There isn't. There was a main light switch next to the main door.
I'm gonna grab my cane,
Okay, you reach and grab your cane.
just walk to it and see if I can just turn on the light switch with my cane.
I'm snoring in
However
reality.
far
Alright.
it would be.
So you get up,
Get
get out of the bed, get hold of the.
Slide my slippers on first. 'Cause,
Yeah.
That's still for that door.
Jonesy, you wake up.
What are you doing? Why have you woken me up again?
It wasn't me. It's the window. It's making noises.
Oh yeah, blame it on the window last time as well.
And then, as you start making your way towards the light switch, you hear a long, scraping sound as something is raked against the wooden exterior panels of the building.
On the outside of the building, I will smash the light on as quick as I can.
You run round to the other side of the bed, slam your hand hard down on the switch. The light flickers a couple of times and then illuminates with a dim light.
It's just Shirley waking me up.
Look towards the windows, just the tree.
Now that you've turned the light on, the light seems to catch on the inner pane of glass. And you see your own reflection mainly in there.
You made it worse.
It's just a tree. Come on, man.
The tree?
Never slept
you
in a
hear how
wooden
loud
building
that was?
before. That's not tree.
Jump out of the bed.
What do we do in a strange house? I don't know where anyone is.
Did that sound like something opening? Because I would look.
It sounded like a scratching sound, as if someone were dragging a hammer down a piece of wood
On the outside of the building.
on the outside of the building.
I would step to the side of the window.
Okay, you go to the
See if I could like peer. You know where you look like
the left or the right hand side of the window.
Which side of the bed?
left side of the window.
Okay, so Jonesy goes over to the left hand side of the
Then-
window
Are you crazy?
and look down. You just glance down to the lower part. outside you can see the garden area, all in darkness, just a line of shadow cast from the tree onto the grass, a puddle of water reflecting light. Make a spot hidden check.
Luckily, I'm quite high spot hidden. That's a 20 bang on, and I've got a 50 spot hidden.
Okay.
Splashing in the puddle is a red herring.
Sounds like a hard
It's
success.
Magikarp!
It sounds like it's a hard success. 20.
It's a hard success, yeah. So, you're standing there to the side of the window as you look out and you can see the reflecting puddle. Ripples run across the surface of this puddle as if something had just stepped in it and stepped away, casting these ripples out. And as you're right there, right up against the wall, the scraping sound comes again from the opposite side of the wall that you're leant directly on.
If I have a chance, I would like to the bed.
You leap over to the bed, jumping onto
I'll probably hit the bed and
those springs in it squeak loudly as you hit the bed.
like there's something definitely out there.
Some what?
I saw something stepped in a puddle outside,
But the noises are from up here.
and the noise was opposite the wall that I was just standing in.
Do I wake the others?
Is there anything that looks?
Can you two make a listen check, please?
Is there like a?
I'm not going to use these dice again.
Is there like one of those big pepper thing type?
There's a huge
Like
pepper.
the-
There's a huge pepper shape
You know what I mean?
in the room.
Is there like a lamp that I can like?
There isn't a lamp.
Oh, it's off the table.
It's a hard success.
Okay.
Or a chair that I can like?
It's a very.
Let's see what Bartholomew got.
No.
I got a 50 I got a 50, which is
Just a success.
just a success.
Okay. You both awake roughly the same time, hearing a thump and a squeaking sound coming from the opposite side of the wall.
So are we on an exterior wall as well? Are we?
You are on an exterior wall.
And that's the wall that it came from?
No, you can hear the connecting wall
Is it
that's
the-
connecting to their room.
Right, okay.
What are they doing in there?
You actually are hearing springs go from him landing on
I don't
the
want to know. It's probably something unholy.
Do I wake the others?
Has the noise stopped now that I've moved, or is it still continuing?
Stopped at the moment. It's only been a couple of seconds
Yeah,
though.
say something like that.
Yeah, I just
I don't want to sleep anyway.
and so the
time is
opposite
it?
side of the wall.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Watch.
Knocking on the wall now.
Wait.
You Morse coding this?
What's he on about? Because it certainly is an SOS. That'd be 3 knocks, 3 dashes, and then 3 knocks again.
2 dashes. 2?
Anyway.
No, it's...
I don't know Morse code, and nor does Rob.
What am I going to do?
I thought it was 3 quick, 3 long, 3 quick.
It is. It's 3
Yeah.
dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots.
But that's besides the
Rob
point.
doesn't know Morse code. Why?
I thought it was 2.
I thought it was 2.
Anyway,
It's 3.
talk about the Morse code.
It's 333
No,
for
it is.
SOS. Yeah.
No, you're right.
Anyway,
I know Morse code.
It's a very good tropical
Anyway.
Morse
I think that's the vibration of my
I
phone.
think that wanted us to come to.
Yeah,
He
so
wanted us to go to bed.
I assume because you jumped in bed first, I'm sleeping on the outside of the bed. I assume the bed's pushed up against the wall.
Yeah.
So I'll get out and sort of put my what do we say it was Cossack on back on.
I believe it's Cossack.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
button
Chris
it.
Cossack.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
But I mean, just for argument's sake. But I'll button it back up and look out the window, trying to determine what kind of time it is.
Okay, there are 2 large windows in the room you're in. You look out. It's the middle of the night.
Right, so it
It's
could be
pit-
any time between sort of like 10 and
Yeah.
3 as far
Yeah,
as I'm
it's
concerned.
dark out there. There's obviously the moon out because there's like a bluish light out there which is casting shadows, but it's dark out there as you look out.
Cool. Sort of rub my eyes, get my eyes sort of acclimatised to the.
Oh, well, so fair enough. So you've got out of bed, you got dressed into your Cossack and start looking. So that's for a little bit of time. So meanwhile, you've just been knocking on the door, on the window.
I'd have knocked on the wall a couple of times, but then I'd have probably thought, like...
Should I go wake them? I can't sleep in here with that. If there's a person outside knocking on our window...
There's definitely someone outside.
Something or someone.
Yes.
Maybe it's Jonathan.
Yeah.
He went to bed. Why would he be outside at this time of night? Should I go wake the others? The priest knows it better than us.
I think we should. There's enough evidence for me to think there's definitely somebody outside.
I'll open the door, go into the landing.
You open the door. Okay.
I haven't
It
turned the light off.
opens inwards. Light spills out into the corridor. So there's a wall directly ahead of you. To the left is the end of the corridor on which there is a window that looks outside. The right-hand side is a long corridor which leads down the main thoroughfare where all the bedroom doors are. So you're stood inside at the moment, just looking out at the corridor, going left and right. What do you want to do?
If I remember correctly. So left is towards the window, there's a door opposite us, is that what you're saying?
There's no door opposite you, there's just a wall opposite
Just a wall
you.
opposite us, and to the left is the window.
To the left is a window.
And then to the right is where all the bedrooms are.
That's right.
And to the left there's no like little L section. I'll walk down towards the main section of bedrooms.
Okay, so you exit the bedroom out into this small illuminated area. There's only light spilling out from your doors, but you turn right, looking along the long, dark corridor. It opens out on the left-hand side. This is the main landing area where it goes downstairs. And on the right, directly ahead of you, is another corridor which leads off to where the other bedroom is.
Yeah,
There's a small figure stood at the end of the corridor, some distance away.
small figure.
Small figure.
How?
In darkness. Only a few feet high.
Mad or slowly.
I'll freeze.
There's a window at the far end of the corridor. This corridor goes from one end of the building to the other, and there's a window behind them. The light is only casting on their body, so you really just see the silhouette of this small child.
So I see like long hair.
Yeah.
I'll just sort of freeze and because
The hands are at the side of the body of this small figure.
Can I see the feet?
It's just darkness.
I swear to God, Jamie, if you make us kill these children.
Oh, it's just one of Jonathan's children.
There's a child looking at me.
There are children sleeping here.
She's not fucking asleep. And I'll say that quite loudly.
Okay. You look into the room. It's like shout at Jonesy.
She's not fucking asleep, Jonesy. She's not fucking right at the end of this corridor.
Well, we're not asleep either, and we should be.
But she's a child.
Children wake up in the middle of the night too.
Then why has she not gone to her dad's room?
Maybe she is.
I actually don't know where her dad's room is. I'm sorry.
Commotion going on.
We need to wake the others. Bang on the door again.
While I'm sort of still buttoning it up and sort of wiping my eyes and stuff, would I hear all this?
No, actually, their door is quite a fair distance from your door.
Oh, right, okay.
So you've got to go along a corridor to get to where your door is. Then now they're on the opposite side, so they've got your room.
Of course we're on the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's like
As
our
you get
rooms,
dressed,
and there's a kid in the middle.
I'm gonna.
No, the kid isn't between the two rooms.
No.
I'm not
Kids-
going to bother getting dressed. I'm just going to go straight out the door and start going down the corridor
so-
while he's getting dressed.
There's a fucking child in the corridor, Jonesy.
It's a house.
Right, you go out into the corridor and start heading down this corridor.
There's a fucking... Oh, you go look. I'll stay in here. And I'll walk back in the room with my cane.
You round the
I can't remember the
corner
name
just
of the
in
kid.
time to see the argument occurring in the doorway to their room. It's still silhouetted in light, so
Yeah, there'll be just a shadow coming.
you
from
can
the
you can see
doorway
Barney
to the wall.
stood in the light of their room.
Velvet dressing
What is
gown.
going
ball
on,
hat.
Barney?
Oh, Rob, thank God you're here.
I mean, oh.
It's the goddamn middle of the night.
Yes, there's stuff outside.
This kid's sleeping.
Oh, they ain't fucking sleeping.
You keep your goddamn noise down.
Look. And I'll point and gesture towards where I saw the...
There's an empty corridor there.
There's nobody there.
Oh, there's somebody there.
Well, there's only isn't now.
I'll peek and have a look.
There's an empty corridor.
I swear to God.
Well, keep swearing to goddamn God. go back to freaking sleep.
Sleep? How come? Did you not hear that scraping? And
No, I
banging?
heard freaking you guys bouncing on a bed and knocking on the goddamn wall. Now, I don't care what you guys get up to.
This is a taxi driver who's driven on a bike for 6 hours solid. Or whatever.
I don't care what you guys get
Meter is still running.
Woken up by a noise outside our room.
I don't
And we
care.
saw something
There was
outside.
someone outside. Something.
I haven't seen anybody outside.
We
There's
have.
nobody in this corridor. I'm
I
going to
haven't
go
been out
back
the
to
corridor
sleep.
yet,
Well, there's nobody here.
but I saw something outside.
Can I come sleep with you, please?
Can I stay with you?
There's a double bed.
Probably about this time I'd have sort of relaced my shoes and sort of come out. And
Probably a good job you didn't leave my
What is going on?
There's something outside.
Well, can we please not wake up the children?
But listen, you were talking
Somebody
about
please think of the
I'm
children.
just gonna walk and just shove. What's your name?
Barney.
Barney back into his room.
Excuse me, Joel.
I'll like kind of move out the
And
way
I'll
and
walk
push
in
the
there.
bin.
Rob, get
Gesture for.
yeah, I follow. Yeah,
Please follow.
close the door behind me.
Okay.
right.
Keep the goddamn noise down.
There's something outside. You said all these strange goings on. There was feet on the floor.
I'll go to the
Banging on the
window,
wall.
sir. I'll just go straight to the middle of the window and look down. And look
You
around.
can see the yard down there. Make a spot hidden check.
I'm not the one that you want to be doing this. No, that's
can see
very
down.
hard to fail.
You can see down into the yard. You can see the grass is quite overgrown, some puddles. There's a tree quite close to the building here, and you can see the branches moving around. It's all quiet outside.
Tree look close enough to be scraping against the building.
Could do.
It's a goddamn tree.
There wasn't a fucking tree.
We are just outside of the town. It could be foxes or badgers or anything.
How many foxes could come to the second story of a building?
Well, I don't know, but it's windy.
Oh, was it one of your moon elephants, was it?
I want mouths.
If you guys are too pussy to go sleep in here, I'll goddamn stay in here. You go into
Can we
the
swap
other
rooms?
If you goddamn want, I don't care. I just need to get some sleep.
I will grab my bag and leave this room in a huff,
All right.
going down the corridor with my.
I think I'd stay in the room.
Okay.
Like, a bit less spooked now that somebody else is here who seems like they can win a fight more than I could.
Is there a dressing table with a chair and a?
Yeah.
Is there might there be a candle on there to light? Because I know they might not have electric lamps.
There's no electric lamps. There's an electric light. There's no candle here.
Okay.
Thought like a lamp.
So if I position the chair by the window, is the moonlight sort of like pouring in? And
Yeah.
enough to.
It's a bit difficult because the light in the room is now reflecting on the glass, so it's. But yeah, there is
But if we
moonlight
was to
coming
set
in.
it off, might it be enough to sort of read by? Is it quite bright moonlight? or-
It wouldn't be enough to read by now.
Right. Okay.
What is your goddamn plan? Because I'm gonna go get some sleep and I'm gonna stay in this goddamn room. Because I ain't sleeping with that.
I don't think I can go back to sleep. I got too much on my mind, so I might take myself down to the living room,
Oh,
the
I get
lounge
you.
downstairs.
Yeah,
and
go
just
see Chevy. I get you.
read the Bible, sir.
You've been trying that on in the 3rd grade.
We all know what you want from Sherry. Go get her.
Oh shit! I haven't called her Shelly all day.
Go get her as I shove him out the door, close it, turn the light off, and go to bed.
Good on that, just needing some dough.
Did you leave the door of your room open? Because I don't know which room you were in.
Yeah, I didn't close it on the way out.
Yeah, so you head on, Charlie. You get the room. There's a double bed in here.
Yeah.
My clothes on the floor.
Have you just walked out like stark?
I'm in my
stark
long
naked.
johns. I'm in my long
Long
johns.
Johns.
I'll give his clothes a jab with my cane. Oh, man, out of pure
Doing-
spite, and I will climb to the double bed.
Just as I go to sleep, I'm just gonna bang on the wall just to make him know what it's like, and then sleep.
To be honest, if
Yeah,
I
you can
banged
see
again
by the
on shit
window.
pants, I would be.
In bed up.
Not
well, I've already said I can't sleep, but I
You gotta hold up a bed to yourself,
Will.
starfish.
head downstairs to the living room area and find a lamp or something to read. Read
Sure.
the Bible by. Just sit there and
Stoke a fire.
read my Gospels. Mark 3:18. Back the fuck off, Satan.
The next morning comes, and you find yourself sitting at the dining table. Breakfast being prepared. There's some fresh bread been made.
Has someone dusted in here too? Well, I never.
God damn, it's clean.
There were no further disturbances in the night. No more traces of whatever was making that sound. You enjoy your breakfast and prepare for the day.
Out of interest, do the children join us for the
The
breakfast?
children do come down in the morning.
Do any of them look a similar height to the one I saw at night?
The eldest looks like they'd be a similar height.
Long hair as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
You're float.
Is she looking at me whilst we're eating breakfast?
Nope.
Sleepwalking.
So, John, we're gonna plan to go back into Maryville today.
Okay.
Gonna go see the sheriff, see if he can tell us and show us exactly where the stuff was found.
Oh, just one moment. Come on.
Of course, yeah,
And
sorry.
he takes the kids out of the room.
Luckily, you just said stuff and not like your son's stuff.
We're gonna go and look at your kids' remains.
Yeah, we're gonna go find where your kid was killed.
And he takes the kids out and he comes back. Anything you could do, I would appreciate, obviously.
If you could tell us anything more about where Anna might be staying, did she have any friends or acquaintances in the town?
I really don't know when she's saying that. I haven't spoken to her since she left.
Maybe a second name so we can look her up in the elevators.
Did she have family?
Sure, she had family in Bolton. Last name's Kelly.
Anna Kelly.
Jonathan, out of interest, do any of your children sleepwalk?
No?
I heard last night there was noises on the outside, a big banging, maybe a tree. Does that happen often?
Well, it's true. I could probably do with trimming that tree. I didn't hear anything myself.
It was loud, very loud.
Do you get much wildlife out here, John?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
And any mammoths?
Badgers, foxes,
Kick you under the
What?
table.
well as
Like
the,
something tall.
oh my.
Something tall.
frogs,
Some
Scarabs.
tall.
Yeah. There was something banging on the window last night. I couldn't get out of my head.
It was just a tree.
Yeah, sorry about
So
that.
before we go, I'll make sure
So we
that
just
tree's
bang it.
tidied up for you.
I was talking shutters.
Sure, but that's really not a priority.
I know, that's why I said before we go, once we figured out what's going on. What was the sheriff's name again?
Gleason.
I've heard of it, Gleason. He isn't a very nice man.
David Gleason.
David Gleason, or Sheriff Gleason to us, because we're not local.
Excuse me, Jonathan. I'm a well-known author. I'm writing a book here. Am I okay to reference some things you might find here in this book? Or would you prefer this a bit too close to the bone?
I'm really not sure. If it leads to you finding James, then yeah, sure. I don't care as long as we find my boy.
Thank you. I know it must be tough for you.
I'm gonna place a hand on his shoulder and a light squeeze, but a nice one, not like how I'd squeeze you. Just
Not a
a
bad
nice
squeeze.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah, a lot of people were touching his shoulder and squeezing it. There's a lot of that going on tonight. All I care about is finding James.
I understand it must be very difficult. If there's anything I can do for you, just let me know.
Just find out what happened. Even if it's the worst. Trust me, I know not knowing. That's worse than death.
Would you mind if we had a good look around his room?
You look wherever you want to.
How literate was he?
He could do his letters. He could read as well as you'd expect.
Did he keep a journal?
No, he didn't keep anything like that. He had books for school,
Okay.
but he would have carried those in his bag.
Sorry to be a pest, Jonathan, but last night I was scribbling in my notebook, and I broke the lead on my pencil. I don't suppose you got anything I can sharpen that with?
Sure.
A blade or a sharp knife or something?
In the study, I've got to my desk in the drawer. There's a penknife I use to sharpen pencils.
Do you mind if I keep hold of this, or do you want it back?
I would like it back.
Okay.
But use it to sharpen your pencil if you want. But
Thank you.
I should get to work. If you could leave it in the drawer.
What do you do, by the way?
I sell agricultural equipment.
It's a man's job, a manly man's job.
Sales?
Agriculture.
I don't actually use any of the equipment. I just sell it.
Oh, but you must know it like the back of your hand.
I used to think so. I used to be good at it. That's how I could afford this place.
Oh, you're good at it, Jonathan.
I was.
I believe in you.
Has anybody else got to say me? I'll sort of clear my throat loudly and
Mine hasn't gone down since I woke up.
thank Jonathan for breakfast, and then start.
Jonathan for breakfast.
Well, he came from his pantry.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I did all of this.
I think.
We should start our investigation.
Yes. How long's the walk into town?
So it's a mile and a half to town from here.
Oh, so it's
Not too bad, like 20.
Half a mile to the bridge and a mile from the bridge to town.
Yeah.
Excuse me, gentlemen, why are we walking if we got a perfectly serviceable car right there?
Well, it's only about 15 to 25 minutes down the road.
Have you tried walking in a petticoat and heels, priest?
Did you pack anything more practical, woman?
I came here to write my next best-selling crime novel. I did not expect to be trudging through mail.
I'm gonna head up to James's room.
Can I ask James if I can look at the grounds outside?
Jonathan.
I can ask James too. Can I ask Jonathan if I can?
James's buddy first.
Yeah, we've known him for so many years. Wait, his name's Jonathan? I thought it was James this whole time.
Call a Cthulhu hack. Go straight to the missing person and ask him what happened.
James, what happened?
This is going to appear on Facebook with a bunch of shitty comments underneath.
I'm going to ask Jonathan if I can look at the grounds around his house and the outside area.
Look wherever you want to look.
Yeah, you coming with me?
Yeah, I'd
Speaking to you.
go with.
Priest? I need to know what was banging on my window.
I am skeptical, but I will come and have a look.
Goddamn free.
Yeah, probably. But still, yeah, I would go with it.
So we're going to go outside to the back of the room
Have a look out there.
and see what's there.
Okay. You go outside and you spot the location where the window would be for the room that you slept in for the first half of last night. True enough, there's a tree here and the branches do touch the wall of the house, so that could be
Yeah,
it.
but are they like just the fingers of the branches?
It looks like a good amount of the branch and some of the branches pushed up
Or
against.
does it look like something could really like on the wall?
Maybe?
I'm more looking at the floor where
Okay.
the puddle was.
The ground's quite wet here and there are a few areas where...
Are there any footsteps?
Make a
or-
spot hidden check.
So I've got a track. I don't know if that's the same.
Oh, a 13 on a 35. So it's actually the second one down. What's that one?
Oh, it's a hard
A hard pass.
You look around, you see a couple of child-sized prints out here, but nothing else.
kid.
And not for the
Is
first
that-
time tonight.
Is that like a kid? Are there any sort of stones or rocks or anything
Yeah,
like
there's a few
nearby?
pebbles and stones in the
Anything
garden.
that looks like it might have hit the wall and...
There's one there that might have done.
It's white painted.
Yes.
Are there any like chips in the?
There's quite a few chips on the houses that have not been taken care of
Yeah,
when
is
you
that
first
mainly
pulled
from
up.
the
It's
tree?
yeah.
Maybe one of the kids were just playing tricks on us last night.
I think you could be right.
But how can it be out here? And how can there be one in the corridor?
I may believe in moon mammoths, sir.
And God.
I think you are barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, I'll have been headed up to James' room.
And I'll make my leave back round to the,
Yeah,
the front of the
I'm just
property
going
as
to
well.
completely tell them that they're both crazy.
Let's just do a seance and speak to James himself. That's what happened.
That's blasphemy.
It's okay. You won't like it when I pull out the Ouija board, man.
James's room. Okay. It's already been turned over by Shirley. What are you?
I have no idea what Shirley's actually looked at.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a wardrobe, chest of drawers, a small desk, a bed in here, a few scattered toys, a couple of clothes on the floor.
So I'm just trying to ascertain what sort of clothing might be missing. I'm assuming there's like no school uniform.
There is a school uniform, but then they don't really wear a lot of that sort of stuff in America. So there's clothes that you could determine could be smart for a daily wear.
Doesn't look to be anything like out of place from a young 9-year-old boy's room who's from a rich family.
No. All looks fairly ordinary. And the wardrobe is full of clothes. There's a couple of empty coat hangers.
Could I go through the clothes to see if there's like hidden books or anything? Go through the beds. I'm essentially
Yeah,
just
spot
looking for
hidden.
something that he's hidden. Spot hidden. Looking for 30. Ooh. Oh. It's a 16. It's not quite a hard
The
pass.
15 a hard pass.
15 is a hard pass, but
Points.
You turn the room over, essentially going for it. You don't find anything hidden. You search to your satisfaction and think that you don't
no
think
clues in there.
there's nothing hidden here.
Yeah. Leave the room and start heading back down. Saying he has to search the boys' room. Didn't ask about the others. Should really search his room. Oh, I do know which is his room.
I'm very suspicious.
I am going
of-
to go see if we can try his door.
I'm becoming
What, at the
very
end of the
suspicious
corridor?
of Jonathan.
Yeah, the one where I've seen him open his door and go to bed.
Okay.
Two of his family members not been found.
I'm half expecting to see her body still in the goddamn bed.
Sells agricultural equipment.
Hangs around with priests.
Okay.
Very
You go to the end of the corridor and open the door.
The
Door opens easily. It's a small room, single bed in here. It's nice enough, well decorated, not tidy.
Any like bedside drawers or
There's a wardrobe, a set of drawers outside the bed.
open the drawers?
There's nothing unusual.
What I'd expect.
What do you expect to find in a bedside cabinet?
Open the wardrobe just to see if there's just clothes.
Clothes.
Deodorant. Any ladies' clothes in here?
No ladies' clothes, just his clothes. It's a single bed as well.
Yeah. Possibly not the one that. Does it look like a grand master bedroom sort of thing?
It does not.
Does the room that I originally was in,
The
does
one
that
with the
look
double bed?
more like a
Yes.
master? I'll head back to that room. I'll put everything back so it looks like I've not disturbed it. and head back to the room I was originally in.
The guest room you were originally in, yeah, okay.
Guest room. Yeah, and I'll start searching that one. Exactly the same sort of process. Wardrobe, door, drawers. I'm looking for anything that might Mary's, was it?
Mary.
The what?
This room, there's nothing in any of the drawers and the wardrobes. It looks like it's all clean and ready to have a guest in it.
It's like the master bedroom.
And were there like two other rooms up here apart from the other guest room? Were there? Where I presume the girls might be sleeping.
So on the main corridor, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors.
So I know which is James's, I know which is our 2 rooms, and I know which is John's.
So when you come up top of the stairs, there's a landing area, and off the landing is James's room and the bathroom. And then there's that long corridor which runs parallel to it. The long corridor, if you go to it and you turn left, there is a window down the end of there and a door on the left hand side. And on that right hand wall, there are 1, 2, 3 doors. The door at the far right is the one that goes into Jonathan's room. 2 more doors which you've not looked at. The door on the landing is the one he paused at and didn't go into. And if you turn around completely and look the other way, looking towards the other window, then there is a door on the left which is the second guest room which they were sleeping in, and a corridor which leads off to yours. And at the end of that corridor, there was a door to the right which went to your bedroom, and another door which you didn't look in.
And that went very spooky the second Jamie went, you never went in it. and then that like,
oh great heavens. Well, as I'm up in that corridor part, I'm going to try and open the door opposite.
Okay. It opens out to the outside. There's a balcony here. It carries on for a short distance, and on the balcony is a set of double glass doors on the left-hand side. Otherwise, on the right-hand side, it overlooks the back garden.
I did not expect that. Go back down. The door he paused at.
Yep.
That's the next room I want to go into.
it's where the bodies
I'm
are.
doing the investigating.
You try the door handle. It's locked.
Because Cthulhu's holding it shut.
Bit of a...
Okay, I want to know which room I need to look in. Head back downstairs at that point because that room's locked. I'm taking a guess the next room along is probably going to be the girls' room. Is what I'm going to guess. Locked. Girls. Balcony. Us. And us. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to head back downstairs and wait for the others.
Okay. Okay, so the party outside. You finished your browse around.
Yeah, I'll be coming back in just to wait for the
Okay.
others, and then
Back inside.
so we can head to town.
Alright. So the group then realign back downstairs in the house.
Yep. Are we taking the car into town?
Well, we got I put the jerry can in just in case. There's no gas station here. The last one's back in Boston, so it's a fair old trek.
Well, surely there must be somewhere to top up the fuel on these agricultural machines yourself, Jonathan.
There is. There's a gas station in town.
Oh, there is.
Sure, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we must have missed it on our way in.
it was
getting
concentrating
dark.
on getting here. Sorry. Well, thank you for your hospitality. We'll be back later once we finish in town.
Jonathan, is there anything you're hankering for dinner tonight or for supper?
Food doesn't really have much of a taste to me at the moment.
You ain't tried Auntie Shirley's cooking.
What do your girls enjoy?
Yeah.
What's their favourite food?
Mum would be like,
I think putting a woman's touch around the house might pep you up a
Mama's
bit.
homemade pie.
Well, yeah, they like a pie. That's true enough.
Well, you got flour, you got water. Now we just need to fill it. What sort of pie do you want, sweetie?
I want my son back is what I want. I'm not thinking about food.
Just baby steps.
I'm not thinking about
What's
food
your girl's
either.
favorite filling?
Apple.
Apple. Apple pie.
Pick up some nice apples, bit of lemon, bit of
Yeah,
sugar.
we'll talk about it on the way. Pleasure, Jonathan, as always. I'm sorry it's in such harrowing circumstances, but we'll do what we can.
Let me know as soon as you hear anything. If you
If
find
there's
out anything.
Have you got a phone here? The new invention thing?
Yeah, we got a phone. It's in the study.
Well, if there's a phone in town and we find anything out, we'll give you a call.
I'll be here.
Great. Right. Oh, just start walking out. Go to the car.
Yep, follow. Tip my hat and I'll head out as well.
I think with the twirl of the cane.
You get the. You wind up the car.
I like that undignified, like, let's go.
You get the car going. It noisily comes to life. The engine rattling. Okay. You turn the vehicle round. He's pointing along the road, heading further around, but you turn it round,
70 million point turn, no reverse.
pointing it towards town. You all pile in. It's a little bit easier now. You've not got all the luggage on. Head off back to town.
Can we stop off where James went missing? I don't know where that was.
So we're going to speak to the sheriff to find out where that was.
Did he
to
not
go
say
It was
visit.
down the path.
Did he not say in the letter?
He didn't say
It was
where,
on the
just
path.
that he was on his way.
Not too far away, but we don't know exactly.
100% down that dodgy
Chalk
road.
outline on the pavement.
Yeah, let's go speak to the sheriff.
We don't even know where that bag is or anything.
The sheriff's got the
Right.
sheriff.
Half mile. You back to the bridge. Over each of the struts. And then another mile into town. Pull the vehicle over to the side of the road, not far from the sheriff's office. And the quiet of the engine is something of a relief. A couple of other vehicles move past down the wide street, casting up dust into the air.
Anyone out the window shouting bus wankers?
Bartholomew? Shirley, do you want to go see if you can find Anna?
Of course, maybe the sheriff has some info.
Yeah.
Well, it might be better if you ask in a diner or a shop. Maybe they don't know where Anna might be.
Okay, if you find any books from the boy, I'd sure love to take a look at
See
them.
if the sheriff will let us look at them, but we'll go speak to the sheriff. You go find Anna.
Are there many lampposts in the town? Are there missing posters
Are
on
you a
there?
dog?
Do any of your
There are
boys
lampposts. There's not a huge amount of them. There's enough to light Main
Is
Street.
there any James missing posters on there?
There are not.
There are not.
Let's go draw one up.
I'm looking fucking very hard, is he?
You look around and you see, like I say, a couple of businesses. There's a town hall, there's a library, sheriff's office, there's a church. Down a side street there you can see there is a petrol station.
Well, that's where I'm gonna fill up before we go back. Who's the best talker?
I can talk.
Said who's the best talker? I know you can talk.
Our character, not me. In character, probably me.
Before we split off, where we gonna meet and at what time?
Is there a small diner?
There is a small diner.
At the diner.
And at what time in the afternoon?
Why not one?
1 o'clock.
What the priest said.
I mean, imagine it's about 10 o'clock now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so gives us a few hours to...
Yeah,
Gallivant.
Dan. At the diner.
Thank you very much. See you boys
Is it a
later.
weekday or a weekend?
It is.
When
It's a weekday. It's Friday.
I was going to say, when Shirley leaves, you want to give you a little...
Is it worth one of us checking out the school?
I mean, I'm not allowed within 50 feet.
Rules you out then. Just
Yeah,
wondering
we'll go
What about
after.
your character?
just wondering if maybe the school might have some
We'll
info
go
on
after.
James.
We'll go after. I'm sure the sheriff's already asked, but it's good thinking.
But
I'll teach you what you
you might have missed something.
Now, I'm not the greatest of talkers. I drive taxis.
Unfortunately, our character, you are the best talker in Character Mood. Well, I'll speak with the sheriff. I'll see what we can
Do you want
find.
me to go speak to the teacher? We've only got a couple of hours.
No.
You're not allowed within 50 feet of a school. You want to be arrested?
I'll talk to the sheriff then as well.
We'll stick together. We'll go to the school after.
I'm not allowed within 50 feet of the old folks' home.
I'm not allowed within 50 feet of jail.
Well, I'm not within 50 feet of the mausoleum. So yeah, we'll head towards the sheriff's office.
All right. So, group heading to the sheriff's office. You're heading off to try and find.
With the priest.
Yeah, I think probably better off heading towards the town hall to begin with. They might have records on her whereabouts, where she's working.
I think we should also hop into the library and read some local newspapers. And I need to pick up some apples, lemon, and sugar for the outlet.
I'll tell you what, you can go and do your lady business separately.
Leave me out of it.
Tracking a priest round in full regalia round this local grocery shop picking up
With full of apples over. Cue Muzak.
Lord, why do you test me so?
Lord, give me patience.
I think. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
It's down at the town hall, sweetie.
We're gonna give some little spritz before we go.
I thought this might be a serious session. It's not turned out to be one.
it's, yeah.
It'll get there. There'll be a moment, and then it'll be like really tense again. So.
Yeah, it was in the bedroom.
I'm going to go to the sheriff's office while you two
Well,
Yeah.
compose yourselves. We'll assume that first of all you go and pick up some groceries because we're not going to cover that.
Sure. Yeah.
Apples, sugar, lemon, scissors, and a small knife, so I can obviously cut the apples.
You can get all of those easily.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. We're now armed to the teeth with apples.
Yeah! And lemons. Squirt them in the eye.
Exactly.
The sheriff's office.
Knife is the
You go in. There's it's not a large building by any stretch of the imagination. It looks like this is one or two man get up.
Knew it.
There's an office area, it's quite open, and it's like an almost a western sort of thing where there's obviously a corridor which leads to some holding cells at the back, which are in plain view, all empty at the moment.
You're gonna be if you get
As you go in, there's a single man in here. He's a bit pudgy. He's overweight for sure, but he's wearing a sheriff's badge. He stands up, and as he does, he grabs his trousers and pulls them up so they're back around the stomach area.
With his belly overhanging.
Yeah, and the pressure of sitting down has obviously pushed his trousers down.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
We
I'd have to unbuckle my belt just to get it from stabbing me in the fat. Like,
We're gamers, we all know that. We all know that. But he stands up and he pulls it up. And he's obviously got the he's got his belt on with with a gun. He's got a 38 in there and a couple of other utility pouches. Could I help you, fellows?
Sheriff?
Yeah.
take my hat off and
He's quite red in the face. There's a bit of a sheen of sweat on him as he stands up.
Oh, he's masturbating on the
Hey Sheriff, my name's Jonesy. We're friends with a local resident of your town.
Alright.
We've heard that something's gone on with one of his children.
Oh yeah, one of his boys, James, got himself lost.
One of his boys?
Yeah,
He's only got one boy, does he not?
that's what I meant.
Bullshit detector! We've just come to help out an old friend, maybe see if there's anything we can do.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else you could do. We had trackers and dogs out looking for a day and no sign of him. No tracks. Though, you're welcome to have a look and see if you can see anything we didn't.
Is there anything you can help us with? Any information you may have found?
Well, I feel sorry for the man. He's had a bad run of stuff with that losing his wife the way he did. I think it's hit that whole family hard. Probably harder than anyone's letting on. Wouldn't be surprised that boy's done a runner, holding up with some friend or something like that.
But surely, if that was the case, then the dogs would have picked up some tracks, or
Well, you'd think
you
so,
might have
but
seen some tracks.
they ain't professional trackers. So we got old Ed Norris came down from his cabin with his dog, vicious bastard, and he sniffed around. Mr. Dog, not Ed. Don't know what I'm saying. Ed's a bit of a grisly piece of meat as well. But I was surprised he came down. Right, ornery fella he is, but he came. His dog sniffed around. Same with the Seward family. Old man there and his two teenage boys came and had a good search. They're the ones who found the satchel.
But did the dogs pick up any kind of scent?
They managed to around where we found the satchel, yeah, but there's no tracks or anything like that.
Would James normally walk to school?
Yeah, according to his father, he would take the route down the main road, cross the bridge into town.
And the dogs didn't sniff back to the house at all?
They got a route from between the house and where his bag was.
So he was definitely walking at the time.
Oh, for sure.
And then the track just disappears?
Pretty much.
No tyre tracks or anything? Maybe?
Well, there's tyre tracks down that road, sure. The Saywards always driving in and out of town.
The who's driving in that town?
The Saywards. They're a little bit further up from Whitlock's place.
And they regularly drive up and down?
Yeah, they do, yeah. Big old farm that he's got up there.
Big old farm. Do they have dealings with Jonathan? Because he sells farming equipment, does he not?
Yeah. If he does, I don't know.
Do you have James's satchel and possessions here?
Sure. You want to see it?
Maybe have a look, yeah.
Here you go, some evidence we'll just hand over to anybody who
So
wants
he
to
just
as well.
goes over to the drawer at the back and pulls out a brown satchel with a strap on it, flap over the top, and puts it on the counter in front of you. Feel free.
Is it
Satchel.
child-sized?
It's child size. The strap is broken on one side, but it's closed.
Whereabouts was this found on the way? Sorry, we didn't get much information.
About a quarter mile from the house.
Is there any way that you may be able to show us at some point today where?
Sure,
Exactly
I'll
where
take
it
a
was.
drive out there and show you.
That'd be much appreciated.
Not far from the dirt path that goes up to Ed's place.
The one that looks slightly overgrown?
That's the one.
I took notice of that when we drove through last night. Seems like it's not a very used path.
It's only Ed that goes up there.
It's only Ed that goes up there.
Mm-hmm.
And have you spoken with this Ed?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ed came down to help with the search.
Okay.
Yeah, he likes to keep himself to himself, but he's alright.
Has James ever had any dealings with this Ed before?
Not that I know of.
No,
Ed don't much
absolutely.
like people. He's a trapper. You know, catch animals, stuff like that.
No possible way that James may have fell into a trap?
Not down by the main road. Ed's trapping's all up in them hills.
You said his dog was vicious.
Oh,
No.
sure.
Note to self.
Rip your face off.
Note to self. Don't go up the hills without a guide.
I'll open the satchel and just give it to you.
Thanks.
Okay, the satchel has a couple of books in it. Some early age reading books, a notebook which covers some basic arithmetic.
Is the planner in there like a teacher's name on any of the books? So I know when you register.
Yes, there is. Miss Price As I say, the strap is broken on one side of it. It appears to be well used.
Does it look like it's just broken naturally, or does it look like something may have forced it?
The lever has split, so it's attached on one side of the satchel, and then the lever's split, so it's the strap is broken.
Does it look like it could have been ripped off, or just a normal wear and tear break?
Yeah, that's what I thought. No
Do
dog
you
bite.
know whether that's possible to tell from leather?
Yeah.
I would know.
Yeah.
Jamie would know.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'll give you a spot hidden on that.
Is there an assist?
It's the best skill in the game.
Like I said, like,
Not for me with an 89.
I was like, is there an assist way? Like,
You don't know, it's wear and
It
tear.
looks broken.
Yeah. It's broken.
I'm gonna, whilst they're talking, I'm gonna go walk towards the school. And I'll tell them to go to the school. There's a lady teacher with my name on it. And then I'll walk out with my hands,
Alright.
slicking my hair as I'm walking across.
yeah, you're not allowed within 50 feet of a school with nothing to do with the kids, you and the teachers. Like,
Anything else from you two with the sheriff?
can't think of anything.
Take you asked everybody around. Do you know an Anna Kelly?
Sure.
She used to be the
Do you know
housekeeper.
Do you know where she's staying at the moment?
She got herself a job at the library. She's staying in a small property behind there.
Woman's intuition.
Embrace your destiny.
Head to the library.
Do you know anything about their relationship? Little old James.
They were
and,
having a relationship.
Anna? No, as in, did she get on with the kids?
I don't really pay much attention to their dealings. I
Yeah,
spoke to
don't
her.
call.
She
You know-
seemed to be fond of the kids. Worshipped their mother.
Yeah. What happened to Mary?
Oh,
I mean, we were up here for the do, but obviously we don't know much about what happened.
well, terrible business.
Sorry about asking all these questions, Sheriff.
It's not like we came here to do that.
Let's fill in some time while
No, we need like elevator music.
it's all cool.
It's so important in this if you don't misrepresent any information, you know? 'cause
Yeah.
I'll just make shit up whenever I'm being
Yeah, but on this one, anything you say has got to be.
Yeah, I know. I'll just make it up and then ask my note taker on the table.
Old music on the
Information
telephone
back.
always used to be green sleeves. Always. When I was
Green
younger.
sleeves. You know what? When in the 90s it was like that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it was the same tune that was in the 90s.
well, it's
Probably
a
about the things.
tragic car accident.
Car accident.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Didn't we hear that she
Drowned in the river.
drowned in the river?
Oh yeah, we pulled the wreckage of a car out of the ravine.
What? The one with the funky bridge?
Mm.
Might be walking back, lads.
I hate bridges.
Did
Obviously,
they-
no one knows exactly what happened, but we pulled the remains of a car out of there. She must have swerved off the road and plowed into it.
Is there a way into that ravine without, jumping off the side?
We had to climb down that.
Do you know if she was going towards the house or
Heading towards town, I would have thought.
heading towards town?
That's what the tracks seemed to indicate. Swerved and went into the ravine. Tragic, really.
Does the track seem like she was maybe speeding from something or just...
We'll swerve into a water.
I don't know how you can speed at 29 miles an hour.
Who knows? I don't think anyone's ever going to know what happened. It's been a year now. It was 28th of March last year it happened.
So,
Thor had not long hit, and the water was particularly high in the ravine.
so close to exactly a year ago, and now
Was she
James
in fine
has gone
health?
missing.
Oh, she was in tip-top health. Beautiful woman she was. Beautiful woman.
And how was Jonathan at the time?
Well, as far as I saw, I mean, I never had a huge amount of dealings with them. Seemed like a happy family.
No,
Seemed.
like, disturbances or anything that you got called out for?
Nothing that ever crossed in front of me. He plumps himself back down to a chair now, obviously tired at the exertion of having to stand so long.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're attacking us in this corner.
Would you mind if we take the satchel with us?
You're laughing, you're getting there.
Sure. If I've got no objection to you folks looking around, and if this helps, so all I want is that boy found and
That's what we're hoping ourselves.
some peace given to poor Jonathan. I'm telling you, that boy's around somewhere. If foul play was involved, we would have got more sign out there. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. It's my job.
Inside check.
Well, but just one last question, if you don't mind, Sheriff Gleason. Gossips. Who's the best gossip in town? I mean, not the ones who just like the idle chit chat, hear a few rumors, and who like. I drive taxis. I hear a lot of stuff, so I know who to listen to, who's got the right ear to tell you not just gossip, but gossip with a bit of truth.
Well, people may talk in the diner. I'd say go to the bar, but bar's shut.
Bar shut? Why?
Alcohol's illegal. What's the
Oh.
point down on a bar?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I try not to get involved in rumor.
The bar that's shut, does somebody still own it?
Oh, no point now. Gonna be ripped down, put some other business there, something more useful.
Has it been boarded up all this time, or
Yeah.
have you ever had any problems with people going inside the building?
Oh, sure. First, when it was closed down, a couple of kids went in there looking for leftover liquor. But that's all been cleaned out now.
Nobody recently?
No.
Might be worth checking
Well,
the
who
bar
owns
out.
it anyway? Missing child might be in there.
Let me have a look.
Take your time, Sheriff.
So between me and Ralph, we're clever. Taxi driver and the
Taxi drivers always got their ear to the ground.
taxi driver and the antiques dealer.
Yeah, Larry Jones.
Larry Jones.
And
No
the
relation.
diner?
It's the Stop Here diner.
Stop here, diner.
Yeah. That's Mr. and Mrs. Preach own that.
Mr. and Mrs. Preach. Well,
Praise the Lord!
we got somebody who'll be happy with that. Well, thank you very much, Sheriff. Been a pleasure.
Well, I mean, hope you find something, but as I say, boys are just going to turn up. Just going to walk out the woods, and that'll be that.
Well, if that's the case, we can't stop looking.
Wish you the very best of luck.
We'll update you with any findings that we find. In return, if you see anything or hear anything, can you?
You're always welcome to pop by, and if I find anything, I'll certainly share the information with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there a certain time today that you'd be able to show us where you found the satchel?
I gotta have myself my breakfast.
Not immediate. We were going to talk to the school anyway, but
I'll amble over there after lunchtime.
okay. Thank you very much. Well,
We'll head out and start trying to catch Barney up.
Okay. Meanwhile, so you guys are heading over to Town Hall first?
But it was for shops, and I'd have
Yeah.
asked,
Shops, yes, you've done a bit of shopping.
I would have asked the cashier if they knew.
I like that. You get going around asking quite like really serious questions with a shopping bag full of like apples and lemons.
Okay, so she's ringing up your sales on the big clunky till.
Anna, yeah, I'm new in town.
Okay.
Just thought I'd add that information in. Yeah, have you heard of an Anna? Who used to be a housekeeper at Old Jonathan's.
Oh, Anna Kelly?
That's the one.
I thought for a minute you meant Anna Haywood.
There's a second Anna in town.
Oh, there's the third and the fourth as well.
What are their names?
Anna Trent and also Anna Falstaff.
And how are you spelling that?
Oh, I had no idea, honey.
But yeah, no, it's definitely Anna Kelly, darling.
Anna Kelly, oh, she's a darling of a woman. She is. She's popping in here all the time to get her stuff. She loves to get, all the fillings, if you know what I mean. I think she's doing a bit of baking.
Same.
I can tell.
Look at this.
Excuse me, is there a gun store? I can blow my brains out.
Don't mind him. He's just cranky since they found the old ceremonial wine.
I didn't sleep too well last night.
So sorry for that interruption, but Anna, do you know roughly what she's doing now? So
Well, I think she got herself a job over in the library.
Oh, how peculiar. I was headed to the library one time, Bartholomew.
Are you two?
Yes, sir. I will just put the money on the counter and sort of like hook her arm round and
No.
sort of,
So, Bartholomew.
we must be going.
Father Bartholomew, hold your horses.
You two are very formal for man and wife.
Oh no, they don't let the man of the clergy marry, do they?
Not to you.
To anybody that isn't you.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite catch your name.
My name is.
Sorry, this is hilarious.
Did you take that a long time?
Make it up.
No, I've got a whole town directory.
I know. It's probably got such a big screen, isn't it? There's so many notes
Oh,
back
no,
here.
this is a legitimate book.
There's so many notes back here.
See, look, Bartholomew, the trick to a good apple pie is once you chop the apples, you gotta sprinkle a bit of lemon on them. I say go brand.
That's absolutely fascinating.
My name's Susie.
Susie?
Susie Snowden.
Susie Snow. Well, Susie Snow, it's been an absolute pleasure.
That's been a pleasure.
I am Shirley Jones. Maybe I'll catch you around.
I would very much like that. We can exchange some bacon tips, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe you're an author of a cookery book.
Cookery with illusions of grandeur.
Graphic cookery.
Where the main character's always Mary Berry.
The crime book's going to be called Mary Buried.
I like it.
I'm sitting that one, Susie. Okay, I think we're all done. Unless there's anything else you want, Father Bartholomew.
Nope. It's already out the door.
Well, bye, Susie. It's a pleasure talking to you.
This is like my mum and dad going shopping.
Right,
They go somewhere and my dad is like, I'm going to the cafe.
It's all of us that love shopping and you just see the line of blokes waiting outside the shop.
Yeah.
Like, there's just loads of men standing there and you're all just like...
I think that was my most
You'll just
successful
kinda get it.
interaction.
Yeah. Me going to shops is a military operation. Everything I want, I'm out in 2 minutes.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, I guess we head straight over to the library.
I bet you had some business to sort out at the town hall.
No, I was only hoping to look up the local census, but it seems we don't need that anymore. We've got a lead.
Now, Father Bartholomew, I heard rumours yesterday that you were trying to take a knife from the kitchen. Is everything okay at home?
I just heard some funny business about some mammoths on the moon. And it gave me the willies.
Oh dear, I hate it when people give you the willies.
Sorry, doesn't know I'm slowly turning into bloody Eddie Murphy. And it gave me the willies. So I do apologise.
It's okay, you see, I've procured this little paring knife. And maybe if it suits you, you can hold on to it. If it gives you that peace of mind that the good old buck won't give you.
What's your last name again? Jones.
Jones.
Well, that's very kind of you, Miss Jones. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Here's the library. Let me hold the door open like a real clergyman, gentleman man.
Well, thank you. How gentlemanly of you.
Yeah, we go in, and I guess we head straight to the reception desk.
Yeah, in the library, yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you go up to the counter. There's a woman behind the counter who's organising a bunch of file cards. Doesn't seem to notice as you approach the counter.
Excuse me.
Yes, my dear.
So, we're from out of town. Do we need to sign up for this library? Or?
Well, yes, if you want to take a book out of the library, you're going to have to sign up. Can't just give them to anyone. There's a way that things have got to be organised.
I was just wondering whether my other library card from within Massachusetts would cover me here.
Library cards from elsewhere in Massachusetts no good here. You need a library card for this library.
Oh, brilliant.
It's not an international organisation of libraries. This is a local library.
Also, I'd like to sign up so we can go inside and we got some books. Is that okay?
Yeah, we've got an application form right here. I'm going to need some forms of ID from you to make sure you're not here stealing any of our books.
Will my library card from Arkham suffice as ID?
Surely, ma'am. You do not need a form of ID from me. For I am... So get out a crucifix. For I am the hand of God himself.
The fucking Pope.
Bartholomew.
Or something.
Father Bartholomew. It's okay, we can fill out the form.
Well, I'm sorry, Father, and I respect the priest as much as anybody.
Didn't they say that?
Your closeness to God is near to my heart, but you're still going to have to fill in an application form.
Truth be told,
Application
truth be
forms.
told, we're looking for one of my lost sheep. She's part of my flock. Is poor Miss Anna Kendrick. Kelly. Not Kendrick at all. Anna Kelly. My apologies, it was a slip of the tongue.
Well, I'm.
I had to slip your tongue in something.
I'm Anna Kelly, but I'm not one of your flock. Reverend
Sorry.
Sullivan is my priest.
Sorry, Anna, Bartholomew's been on the old communion wine again.
Oh, you should not be drinking that. That's really bad for you.
He's gonna
It's illegal.
It's okay, it's ecumenical, man. He's given 4 services today and he has to drink at each and every one of them.
The church has no boundaries after all.
It is.
That's not what Reverend Sullivan says. Sir Reverend Sullivan is all about the boundaries.
I have a feeling this encounter ain't going as smooth as the last one. Sorry for my forwardness, Miss Anna.
My apologies. I just had a calling from God.
You're still going to have to fill an application form.
But that's okay. We don't necessarily need to get into the library right this. We absolutely have to get into the library.
If you want to borrow any books, you're going to have to fill an application
Are
form.
we okay to read in the library?
Oh, as long as you don't take anything outside.
Oh.
But I'll be watching you.
Oh, you can, Miss Anna. Miss Anna, sorry to be awfully forward, but we were staying at the house of Jonathan.
You've been staying with Jonathan?
We've been staying with Jonathan.
We are very good friends.
I wonder how many Jonathans there are in the town.
Which is why we came to seek you out, really. I understand you were very close with his children.
Yeah, I was the housekeeper there. I was taking care of those kids all the time. When he was together with his wife Mary, well, they were the perfect family. Perfect.
Yes, it's such an awful shame, isn't it?
Terrible what happened to her. It was the destruction of their whole unit. And I'll tell you, when he let me go, I'll admit to being somewhat angry at him. I was part of that family, and the death of poor beautiful Mary just destroyed the whole thing. Now I'm not there either.
Did you know James very well?
Of course I did. Of course I did. I would take James to school sometimes. I would clean up after James.
But not on the morning of his disappearance.
I've not seen James in a couple of months now. I've seen him from a distance a couple of times, and he waved to me, but I'm no longer part of their family.
Does she know he's missing?
I'm sorry, are you aware that James has disappeared?
I know, it's just terrible. It's terrible. If I didn't have this job and it required me to be here so diligently, keeping track of all these books, I would have gone out looking for him myself.
I don't suppose you know if there have been any other disappearances of late.
No, in a small town like this, I would surely have heard. A lot of tittle-tattle and gossip come through here.
What's the gossip to say? I mean, two fairly bad things happened to Jonathan in such a short space of time.
Nearly a year apart.
No.
I think that man's had enough trouble in his life, but maybe if he were more godly and he looked after his wife better.
Oh, did he not look after her?
Well, he was just so interested in his work. He didn't pay attention to her enough. And I don't know. She was a beautiful woman. Such a strong, powerful woman. I got concerns that she was getting depressed because he didn't pay attention to her enough and may have, in a fit of despair, driven herself into that ravine.
I'm sorry, but in my womanly experiences of when men don't pay attention to me, I go find that attention elsewhere.
She wouldn't have. That woman was so pure.
God rest her soul.
In your opinion, do you think she drove herself off the ravine?
Who knows? No one was there. But I feel that she could have got herself into dark enough a place.
Miss Anna.
Asking the right questions.
It's a love triangle.
Miss Anna. I'm baking a pie for them kids later. Would you say their favorite filling is?
Oh, they like apple, but they also like cherry.
Jerry. She's my cherry pie.
Are you still on good terms with Mr. Jonathan?
Oh, sure. Like I said, I was a little upset losing my home and access to the children and all that, and I still felt I was somewhat close to Mary while I was there. But I understand his business was suffering because he was neglecting it so.
I've known him for some time now, but where does he conduct his business from exactly?
From his office in his house.
Okay, so not, yeah. So not from he doesn't have a yard or premises in town anywhere.
He's connected to the Olmstein agricultural business, and they've got a property over in Bolton. So he's remote sales, I say, from that unit. He'll make the deal.
Oh, sure.
Olmstein have it all shipped over to wherever. I don't really understand how that works, if I'm honest with you.
That's quite alright.
Miss Anna, without wanting to really overstep my mark here, I was hoping you could answer some questions about the day of James's disappearance.
Okay.
What was the weather like?
It was a couple of days now ago. I think it was a nice sunny day.
Nice sunny, perfect. be walking to school.
Ideal.
Did James always take the same route to school?
Sure he would. It's a straight route into town. No other routes to take.
And the policemen officers, they got involved, didn't they? Did they find anything of his?
I don't know. Apparently found his bag or something like that. But they gave up pretty quickly, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't like the sounds of that. Just, do
You thinking that something's amiss with that sheriff, are you?
Not necessarily the sheriff, but it's odd for a boy to just up and disappear into thin air.
What are you thinking then?
Does anybody else get up that way?
Hmm?
Does anybody else get up that way?
Oh, there's only really a couple of properties up that way. Not many people have cars to cross over the bridge.
And you were closer to the family than probably anybody in this town. Do you know if they had any disagreements with any families in the neighborhood? Anybody they didn't get along with?
No, they were a nice family. Everybody loved them, especially Mary.
And after Mary's passing, were there any disagreements, any arguments? I mean, his business suffered. Did he owe anybody money?
I don't think he owed anyone money. He just wasn't making enough of it. Their popularity was very much based on, how much of a doll Mary was. Everybody had always loved her, even when she was a little girl in school. If I'm honest with you, I'm surprised that someone like Jonathan even managed to catch her. A girl like her.
She really was one of a kind now, wasn't she?
Oh, she was a stunner.
Now, excuse me, I need to go powder my nose. Is the restroom around here somewhere?
Sure there is, just at the back of the stalls there.
Thank you very much.
Right.
I'm gonna go for a tinkle.
Okay. It's possible that Shirley has some a urinary tract infection.
Well, she was up all night making bread, so
Alright, I'm going to freshen up my tea.
you're going to go for a tinkle.
And then we will resume.
That bitch killed the mother. 100%.
No.
100%.
She's in that room.
Locked room.
She's still.
You think?
That's what I reckon. I reckon she's in that
You
locked
think?
room.
Yeah.
Seems like
The way-
what
the-
you do
was-
with NPCs.
Next time we
Well,
went.
you were having a better encounter with her than the good old father did.
Yeah, I'm gonna say next time we went back to the house, I was gonna see if there was a cellar.
I
It's
think
quite common in America to have cellars.
I think either he's killed both of them, or
Well,
his family that he does the dealings with that travel that exact same road,
Oh.
just nick the boy to bully him and whatnot. And you know what kids happen when they fight and bully.
the thing is, if there's no,
no, I know.
This is Cthulhu.
I know. If it wasn't Cthulhu,
if there's no track, if there's a track from the house to where he was kidnapped and nothing else, either he was kidnapped by that guy from the farm, whose tracks they were just not suspicious of at all, and the cops just never pursued
Yeah,
that,
this is his dogs and they found the
or the dad has done something between that.
I think the dad and probably
think
the older kid is involved somehow.
I think she was playing away, as in Mary. He found out
Oh yeah, damn right.
he's kidnapped her. I think she is.
From the story we just found out, possibly.
Mhm.
Like,
It's going to be one of them is worshipping some weird ass shit.
I think it's the older girl.
Because
The
the
fact the girl was in that fucking landing.
And they've come to take
well,
whatever
maybe
they
both.
need.
Maybe both of the kids.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't
Anyway.
Good job, I've got my trusty rolling pin.
Yeah, maybe
I
Mary
think
made some
I
kind of
think I
deal
could-
with a deity,
Or
and
he
it's
has.
taken that. He
Or
has.
he has.
He did say that his business was falling on hard times. He may have.
Yeah, since he's
He may
Anyway,
have seeked some
with real
fucking
people,
Pet
we don't
Cemetery.
know this.
It's Pet Cemetery shit in it. That's
we don't
what's
know any of
happened.
this shit, so
Like-
investigate it like real people.
I don't wanna be buried in a pet
I need to see what this
cemetery.
Right, I've been looking at it as well.
Does anyone
that's a
remember?
dwarf riding a
Does
goat.
anyone remember the teacher's name? Because I didn't write it down.
Dwarf,
Nah,
right?
I didn't write it because I wasn't paying that much attention. You were the
I
only one
heard-
who put it in the book.
I heard. Oh, okay.
Like,
I'll say Miss Robinson.
I don't wanna.
Why is
I'm blowing a horn.
I don't wanna be buried
He's
in
whipping
a
it.
pet cemetery.
Okay.
I'm gonna spin it over the green.
Oh yeah. That's your
that's
mini.
my mini?
Oh, yeah, sorry, we were just looking.
That's how who was a dwarf riding a goat.
Okay. So you pop off to the powder room.
I'll sort of excuse myself and
Follow her into the powder room.
and follow her. In.
Don't get a tiger!
Oh, is there a children's powder room I can go into?
Do you have any manners that I can think of?
Do you mean accuse of stuff? You hang out in the library while Shirley goes to the powder room.
Yeah, and would you know, it's probably approaching 1 o'clock to reconvene. And,
Oh, no, it's only taken us half an hour to buy an interrogate. We've got plenty of time.
I don't know. The shopping trip felt like 5 hours.
That's because it was a woman shopping. Like,
We've really turned into quite a sexist session, haven't
I
we?
know we have
1920s. Like, we're allowed
All
to be,
playing the
we're
era.
allowed to be sexist. Like,
I think we should go to the town hall.
just like it's acceptable to be
Use our
racist.
accounting skill and do a full tax audit to the citizens of this town.
I'm going to need access to those guns you were looking for.
I want your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
This actually go great until the DM shot himself in the face. All right. So back to business then.
Yes.
So you've had a little chat. You've gone into powder room. We'll skip back to you going over to the school.
Yeah, I was going to the school.
Okay. The school is currently in session. So the gates are shut. There's some children in the playground.
Walking in with a stone cold.
little kid. How quiet is the school?
Hey, mister. What you looking at?
I'm after the teacher.
Grab the kid and run.
What for?
'Cause, you know, your friend James went missing a few days ago.
No. No.
Did they not told you, or was he not your friend?
No.
Do you not remember James's last name? That might
I don't remember anyone's
James,
name.
James, son of Jonathan.
So I'll
Does
just.
he go up to a 9-year-old? Where is your friend James, son of Jonathan?
I'll just. The gates are shut. Are they?
Oh yeah, the gates are shut. You're talking to this kid through the fence.
Yeah. Are they locked or are they?
Yeah, they're locked.
David Brent
Oh
calling
man,
that
you
little
look like
ginger
such
kid.
a pedo right now.
Yeah, that's why I was going. The kid was going, "What do you want?" And I was going,
Oh yeah, he's at 20s. If anything, he was encouraged back then.
Can you get me an adult?
What for?
Because I need to talk to them with adult words.
"Listen, you little shit.
Okay.
Go get fucking adult now."
She comes back a minute later with a woman who's wearing looks to be quite a long coat. Yes?
Are you the teacher?
No.
Then why you come? I asked for a teacher.
Laura said you were looking for an adult.
No, she's lying. I said teacher.
Gaslighting.
Excuse me, sir. What do you need a teacher for?
I'm after James's teacher, the missing young boy.
Oh, right. Well, the school is currently in session, so perhaps you'd best come back after school.
It is a matter of urgency. We're on his trail. We're trying to find him, and I could do with speaking to her as soon as possible.
Do you have a name of this teacher you'd like to speak to?
Mrs.
Doubtfire.
It's not Doubtfire. Davis. It's not David. I forgot the name. But the character forgot the name too.
I'm going to need you to step away from the gates, please.
The sheriff sent me here, I swear to God.
That may as well be, but unless you have a badge or some form of ID which allow you, we need to safeguard the children. You come back after school hours.
I don't have time for this shit.
You just
I'll
have to
slam my cane onto the floor.
into the thing of, oh yeah, I'm with the sheriff. Like,
Please step away from the gates. There are
Oh,
children here, sir.
I'll storm off saying loads of stuff saying, oh, you'll never be as rich as I am. You'll never own a painting by Van Dyke. As I'm walking away.
Holland. Oh my Cromwell or whatever.
Cromwell, Van Dyke.
You storm away from the
Storm
school.
away in a bad mood, and when I get to them when they're coming towards
Soon.
me, I'm like, teachers in this place are fucking useless. No one will ever amount to anything.
Calm down a moment. What did you do?
Asked a child to get me in the door.
and then gaslighted the child.
You asked the child to get an adult.
And then I asked to speak to the teacher, and because I didn't quite remember her surname, they told me to leave.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Why? When I was a child at school, people could come in, talk to the teachers.
I'm
talk
sure
to the
people came when
headmaster.
you were at school.
You know, they'd let me in if I was the priest, wouldn't they?
Probably. But that's a whole different thing for a whole different game. What did they actually say to you?
I just asked for the
Just
teacher.
character building.
They told me that I wasn't really welcome there and that I needed to step away.
Right.
I didn't get any information.
Okay.
They told me to come back when school finished.
Okay, so what time does school close?
I don't know.
You didn't ask what time to close. Well, why don't you two head to the diner where we're gonna meet the others, or go see if you can check out the bar. Larry Jones. You need to find Larry Jones. See if you can find out check out that bar.
We should have asked where he resided. Maybe we'll go to the...
Go to the diner.
gonna
It's
say,
owned
maybe
by
we'll go to the diner
Mr. and
first
Mrs. Preach. Go see if you can find out where Larry Jones is.
We can go.
Ask about the any rumors or anything that they think is true.
Yeah, another good place to go for that might be like a hairdresser's. You know what good women
Well, I
like.
don't know. I go to a barber. I don't know what happens in a lady's hairdressers. Well, I don't know.
No, they use scissors, not their hands.
I'll
I mean,
head
that's the
down.
mouth.
I'll go
More talking
down
than
and see
cutting.
what time Miss Price will be free.
Price Davis.
Is it Miss Price or Mrs. Price?
Miss.
I knew it was as soon as he went Mrs. I was like, tap fire.
I'll head down towards the school.
I will be
Okay.
very angry going to the
Yeah,
to
we'll
the
head to the
diner.
diner for a coffee.
All right, you go to the diner. Down at the school,
Maybe a burger.
there is a woman waiting by the gate when you come down.
Howdy, ma'am.
Good day.
I hear you've had a bit of bother. Some guy came down and
Yes, talking to the children.
I'm sorry about that. It's one of our friends. We've come down to help Mr. Whitlock over to find out what's happened to his son James. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you've heard about it.
We've heard about the incident, yes.
I'm sure you're trying to protect the kids as much as you can, because obviously it's not the right thing. Nobody knows what's happened. Kids just disappeared, so it could be someone taking them, or they might have fallen down a ravine. We don't know, so we're trying to help. He said about coming back up after the school. I think it's Miss Price was his teacher. I don't suppose she's going to be free at any time before. I think we've got until about lunchtime. We're going to meet the sheriff back up where they found the satchel.
Give me a persuasion check.
He was going to be the taxi driver, the one with all the
Oh God, no!
So I can see a six.
96.
I'm afraid not. School is currently in session, so no unauthorized adults on the premises, or what, until school's finished.
Sure, I totally understand. What time does the school finish?
3:30.
3:30. Okay. Well, I'll try and get back for 3:30, and maybe if you could just say to Miss Price if she could stay around just a little longer afterwards.
I'll pass on the message to Miss Price.
Well, thank you very much. And what was your name, sorry?
Gladys.
Gladys. Well, thank you very much, Gladys. You've been a
What
wonderful
bitch
help.
name,
And
like.
as I say, all I can do is apologize about my friend. He didn't get much sleep last night. He was harping on about some stuff banging the window and I don't know. It was a tree. He didn't sleep well, so I apologize on his behalf.
That's as may be. And as a bell goes, then you see a woman there ringing a bell, and the kids start running back towards the school building.
I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and hopefully we'll have some good news about James.
All right, come on now, children. Come on. Just starts herding them towards the building.
Start heading towards the diner.
All right. Okay. Meanwhile, in the powder room. Tinkle, tinkle.
I've just finished tinkling the into my background.
Okay.
Perfectly, thank you.
You finish that and come back out into the library.
I'm an eccentric rich man.
Now, $5 do you think it's worth having a look if there's any more newspapers or anything which could give us a clue to any strange goings on? Maybe if there was any articles around Mary's death.
Probably. We've got about...
Well, on my pocket watch it says it's 10:52, so we got at least 2 hours.
longest 52 minutes of my life.
Don't worry, sweetie, that pie will be worth it then.
Oh, don't say it like that.
You're in there.
Yeah, well, we'll sit there and pen in the application forms since we've got 2 hours to kill.
Oh no, we don't have to fill out the application form, sweetie. We can just.
Oh,
read
we're
it.
not taking it. Okay, we're reading it.
We'll just read it. I'll take my notes.
Then I'll help you look for relevant material, I guess.
Maybe there's some priest information around here you might be able to find.
I have my own Bible, miss.
I know, but we're not in Arkham anymore.
Yeah, I guess if there's any like sort of local legendy kind of books, I guess, or anything that might,
All right.
scream child snatcher.
It was me at the school.
The dinner lady would scream it at him. I'll take a library use from each of you. You're looking for anything to do with
Sort of local
child
legends.
snatchers
Yeah.
and local legends. What are you looking
I'm
for?
looking for newspaper articles around Mary's
All right.
death. And a side look at just anything which may be relevant, so other disappearances or legendary, just spooky ghost stories.
All right.
I got a 20.
Go on.
I got a 26, which is a hard success.
Oh, good.
I got a 27, but I'm gonna blow 2 luck points to make it a hard success.
Oh, okay. All right. So you find a newspaper article carrying a notification of the Whitlock marriage. Also, you find a full newspaper article dealing with Mary's death, saying how her car was tragically malfunctioned and plunged into the ravine. A whole team of people came out from the town to try and rescue the vehicle. It was badly smashed, but due to the high water levels from the winter thaw, no body was discovered.
Did it say who witnessed the crash?
Nobody witnessed the crash. She was reported as missing, and then the car was found later.
Did it say what the time difference was? I.e., was she reported missing just because she didn't get from A to B?
Pretty much, yes. It was Jonathan that reported her missing, according to this.
And again, what time? Was it later in the evening? Or
He reported her missing in the evening when she didn't return home.
when she returned home? Okay.
Because she never left.
And anything suspicious on their marriage article? Or was it just...
No, just a notification of them getting married.
When did they get married out of interest?
They got married 10 years ago.
To this very day?
Not to this very day, no.
To the very day she went missing.
Do the dates coincide, or is it just...
No, doesn't seem to be a pattern with the date. It was about 10 years prior to her death that they got married.
Has it been mentioned... Sorry, I'm just sort of interjecting. Has it ever been mentioned whether they found a body?
No, body has not been found.
Oh, yeah.
You looking in a
Never
separate
left
section
the
here, looking
house.
for stuff
Sorry.
more unusual things. You find going for newspapers. You find looking for other things to do with deaths. You find a 10-year-old obituary announcing the death of Samuel Benston, retired businessman and resident of Mayettville, who died in a fall from a hotel balcony in New York. It was in New York, but he was a wealthy local landowner. He was a successful businessman, dedicated to traditional values of hard work and enterprise. Apparently without family. The obituary mentioned that Benson had a laudable interest in the history of Native American savages, and that's the bit that really catches your interest. Savages with their foul, primitive religion.
Okay, well, I'll write it down.
Yeah. A couple of later mentions to him. No heirs could be found to his estate.
Is his house the house we are staying in?
No.
Obviously built on an ancient Indian burial ground.
Probably chalk that one up to
Would I find one of my own books in the library?
No, they don't have any of your books in the library.
They never do.
Because they've all been taken out because people are reading them.
The only explanation.
It is.
Does the obituary mention any business partners?
It does not. The way it's phrased, it seems like he died quite alone.
Right, okay. Does he have any other ties to the area we're in? Or does it mention any ties to the area we're in?
No, just that he was a
Allude.
local property owner.
Okay.
Definitely gotta get back into that room.
Yeah.
I hope somebody else is locksmith in
Okay, so that's what you guys find out at the library.
Yep.
If we wrap that up and move you out of there then,
Yes.
and we'll reconvene at the diner, shall we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So sliding into a booth at the diner where you're all now sitting with coffee
Pancakes.
I'll go order some pancakes
and
as
some
well.
pancakes.
When I order, I'll say that we've
These
heard that they
are,
are the best
most
pancakes
delicious.
this side of America.
Any cherry pie on the menu? To
Cheese.
go?
It is on the menu, but unfortunately it is all sold.
Any apple strudels.
Oh, do you think we're in Germany?
No. But yeah, with some food, some nice cakes, coffee, you have an opportunity to compare notes.
We spoke to Hannah Kelly, not Kendrick.
Yeah, she's
You wanted to, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
About 80 years too early for that.
I know.
Grandfather, don't take
It would seem to the best of her recollection that all the incidents are a bit more personal and local to that side of the river.
We did also speak to Susie Snowden,
Who?
The cashier.
the cashier. She seemed to know some things.
Gosh, you were.
There's 4 Anns in this town.
Right.
Whose lips sink ships? And her lips are lips.
What? Whose lips sinks what now? I've never heard of a lip sinking a ship.
All I'm saying is the lifeblood of this town runs through that convenience store. Maybe she knows something.
Oh, the lifeblood of any town that I know is sitting in above ground, you know. If you know what I'm saying? You know, where this whole prohibition thing. They used to go through the bars. That's where the whole lifeline used to be in the towns. And the sheriff, he said, now here.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a thought that the closed down bar might be a place to look. Maybe, you know, I mean, if I was to kidnap somebody, I'd probably take him to an abandoned building.
Do we have the proper permissions to enter?
No, but we know the owner is Larry Jones.
Of no relation, darling.
Still in the area.
I don't know.
We didn't get that far.
Did the sheriff say anything about Mary or her disappearance?
He said she was beautiful.
Oh, she was apparently.
Is there a waitress that's going around with like is it like a cafetiere out there where they go and fill
They go
coffee?
and top up your coffee when
Yeah,
you're
I sort of wave my mug at the.
I was gonna say I might wave her over.
I'll click my fingers
Oh, okay.
obnoxiously.
You're dead first.
She comes over with a pot to freshen up your cafetiere.
Smash round his head. Like,
I don't suppose you know a Larry Jones. Larry Jones?
yeah.
Larry Jones, the old bar owner.
Yeah, I don't see him that much anymore. He's a little bit embittered by losing his business.
Yeah, there's a lot of people back home the same way.
May have moved away.
Has he got any relationships around here? You know, like wife, daughter, son?
Not that I know of, dear.
No. Are you Mrs. Preach?
I'm not.
No. But you're local, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. What sort of gossip you hearing about the old disappearance of that child? What's his name?
Oh. The Whitlock boy?
Yeah. Sorry.
I heard that Ed Norris got him all trussed up in one of his barns.
What was that name, sorry?
Ed Norris, weird old man, lives up in the hills.
Yeah.
It's the
Track
trapper,
it.
right?
Tracker with a nasty dog.
always creating some fuss when he comes into town. Weird fella he is. Weird. Apparently his little holding's just covered in strung up animals.
Oh, that's nasty.
Does he drive a vehicle?
He's got himself a pickup.
Is it? And then if I explain the pickup that we saw, that we passed
It
when we were coming
sounds
in.
a bit like that. Some sort of like a dirty beige colour.
Maybe.
Well, how many people are saying that?
Well, I said it. I heard a couple of people at the table saying it earlier this morning.
You heard anything else? Any other rumors? I'm just thinking, you know, people, when they're reading, they get yapping. You hear things. You develop your ear to know what's right, what's wrong, learn who the truthful people
All
are.
kinds of rumours going round. Depends what kind of thing you're looking to hear. Who's doing who, you know. I'm sorry, Father.
It's okay. He's
Long bless me.
He's doing her.
he's got his ears closed at the moment.
You're going straight to hell.
What have you heard about the Mary thing? Something about a lady married to Jonathan?
Oh, well, she long dead, isn't she? She fell in the river.
Yeah, but surely you heard things before that.
Well, she was, I met her, the girl's quite young herself, but I met her a couple of times, and she's getting on a bit, but she thought she was everything. You know, pretty in her day, I'm sure, but,
Damn.
Meow.
Women, man, bitches to each other.
those wrinkles are starting to set in. You could see it. You could see it.
And she
Turn the heads though. Fellas looking at her all the time.
I can imagine, especially with her husband not paying that much attention.
Is he not paying much attention to her?
Like that we were just fully pretending that we didn't really know much of anything, and all of a sudden it's now we know everything.
I don't suppose you heard any rumors about, other things in the marriage? Like
I'd love to hear
him
some.
or her with others?
But they had someone else in the picture?
I'm just asking you. You're the
I'd
host.
love to hear if they did. Nice to hear that girl taking down a peck or two.
You didn't much like her.
She was just full of herself.
In what way?
Too. Just thought she was the most beautiful girl in town. Obviously, she was not.
Who is, darling?
Ain't always gonna be a waitress, honey.
Is she attractive or is she like?
Yes, yeah. She's young. She's a little overly thin, if anything. She's pretty in a small town way. But if you were to take her over to the next town, she'd move from a 7 all the way down to a 3.
Attractive in this town, not so much anywhere else.
Certainly the prettiest little thing I've seen here today. No offense, sure.
Apart from the kids, obviously.
Yeah, so I went to a school.
Enough of his problems. Well, what was your name, sorry, darling?
Kelly.
Kelly. It's lovely to meet you, Kelly.
Surname Anna?
I was going to say the Kellyanna. Word.
If you hear anything else, just note it down. Keep it in your old memory bank and
Oh, not much goes in here that gets lost out of here.
I bet it doesn't.
Not much it stays, apart from an education. What I say to him.
Excuse me. I seem to notice you got cherry pie on the menu, but there's no cherry pie on the...
Well, no, it was went straight away.
Who bought the cherry pie?
I don't know.
Well, you sold it.
Sell pie all the time.
Well, somebody taking a whole cherry
Even
pie,
my
not a
own.
slice.
No, nobody took a whole cherry pie. We sold the cherry pie to a bunch of different people.
Oh, you should have said that, shouldn't you?
I thought
You just made it sound
I
like
thought
it
it
just
was
went-
implied and she'd sold it. I do apologize. I'm not quite sure what's going on with
Sorry,
my
I was up all night
acquaintances.
breaking bread.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got other customers I need to be freshening up their coffees for.
You go do that, Kelly, and like I say, if you hear anything else, you let old Rob know here.
And hear my knife scrape across the plate. Still eating my pancakes now. Like.
She slides away to the next table, pouring coffee into their cups.
I think we need to go see this Ed.
Well, we gotta go meet the sheriff up by where James' stuff was found. We got a satchel, by the way.
From the sounds of your notes, that Ed's mighty dangerous. Maybe the sheriff could introduce us.
How convenient it'll be next to the track that goes to Ed's boat.
Well, we could go up there.
That spooky track that we drove past yesterday.
I did tell you,
It's
like,
there,
I had a bit more of a look around the house, not just James's room, didn't I?
I don't think you did.
No, you didn't, darling.
You said you wanted to.
I didn't find anything out of the ordinary apart from I noticed that John stopped out one of the rooms before he went into his bed chamber. And I tried to go in there earlier today, and it was locked. It's the only door that I've noticed that's locked in the house.
Must be where he's keeping the doilies.
The what now?
The doilies.
From what we've heard, does it
Let's
sound
go.
like the James that we... I mean, I know that we were sort of joking at the start that we, like, grew up together. But obviously, if we're John's friends from before,
Yeah.
like, does all of this kind of stuff sound like the John we know?
What in particular do you think?
In terms of, like, things like, is he common to depression? Would he keep secrets like locking doors in his house?
He was a motivated person. He was doing well, building up his position within the business that he was working for. Not prone to depression. He was an upbeat person. You liked him when you'd spoken to him.
Upbeat, and then since the death of his wife,
Yeah, I know, crazy bastard.
constant depression.
Well,
Just out of the blue, his wife died, and then out of the blue, he just started being really miserable.
What
I was just trying. I was just trying to picture, because I've noticed changes in my friends and that kind of thing.
I reckon we go meet the sheriff. Back up where James went disappearing. I suppose we could check out Ed.
I think that's
You
wise.
just gotta be careful. He's got a big, nasty dog.
Yeah, and apparently there's loads of traps up in the hills.
So maybe we take some meat up with us. Distract the dog, keep the dog on side.
What if the sheriff goes and gets him?
Or we could just go on his turf.
The sheriff might take us up there, but
I don't think it'd take him out of account of us trespassing.
Well, not trespassing. We're just following the path, and we're gonna go have a friendly word to see what he found.
Okay.
I get your cautiousness, and you're more than welcome to stay on the path.
Okay.
there is a possibility that he might be dangerous, and
He might be, so we just approach with caution.
if this rumor of him keeping James locked up, then if we push too hard, then he might get aggressive.
Don't push hard, and if he gets aggressive, we get aggressive back.
I turn on the old Shelley charm.
Yeah, you go, you do that.
Take him some pie.
I
need to
think to
find
get
out
some.
So we go meet the sheriff, go see Ed, and then we go back to the house.
Check out that room.
Do we
I
know
gotta
how
be back here for
far
about
Ed
3:30.
is away? It sounds like he's away.
I've got a good win.
Up there.
You know as much as there's
I'm
a
not
path.
coming with him.
You don't know how far up it is.
Do you want me with you, sweetie?
Sure, I should be okay with the teacher by myself.
Okay. And if you want to change bacon recipes, I'm mighty grateful.
Right, bacon recipe,
Yeah. Cherry pie.
cherry pie. Okay.
Thanks, sweetie.
Right, I think
I think
the
we're gonna
plan
go
is
meet the
we're going
sheriff.
over to the bar with the sheriff. Yeah.
Well, no, we're
No,
not
we're
going to the
going
bar.
where
We're
the
going
kid
back
got
to where the
shot.
kid got.
Oh,
Disappeared.
sorry, I thought the sheriff was. Oh no,
No.
the sheriff is going to investigate
He is.
the old bar.
He's gonna
But
go
he's-
take us
yeah.
back to the point.
On,
He
our,
said it'd be free after lunch.
We can do the bar stall for the last resort.
on
Yeah.
our way over, I'd like to just relay everything Anna said about Mary found she thinks she killed herself
Oh.
and that it was an unloved
Ross, remember
marriage
the
in the
sheriff
end.
said that they were going to knock it down soon, and obviously if the kid inside the bar is knocked down, it might be on a time limit.
But that's not gonna be for long.
Yeah, got another session in that.
But I'm going to say, but just to be that's more.
So so meet back up with the sheriff and see if he's still willing to take us out to where they found James'
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, you go to the sheriff. Get you again, pull your belt. Sure. Pulls a handkerchief out from his collar. He's been eating his lunch.
donuts.
Cherry pie.
Cherry
The whole cherry pie.
slices.
Cherry pie.
Just kept sending different people in to buy a slice each time.
He clearly had a pie. There's a red stain on the thing. He'd had himself a stack of sandwiches, with a big,
pie.
big stick through it. Yeah,
When he pulls this thing, does he
Oh yeah.
else with it?
Honestly, I don't reckon he's not a dabber. He's a proper.
Oh yeah. Red ready cheeks. Yeah, I'll take you over there now. That's what you want to go look at. Don't know what you're gonna see, but we'll go over there.
It's, just like if there's any disturbances in the bush or anything, but we'll see when we get there.
It's mighty kind of the sheriff.
All right, you're gonna Gazel and lady. You gonna follow over in your vehicle? Or does anyone need to ride in mine?
Can I ride with you?
Sure.
I'll ride with you as well. Make sure there's no funny business from this holler.
What?
Oh, Father Bartholomew, I think you'd be best suited to be riding with Bob with this.
I insist, madam.
I did not talk about funny business in the other car.
We got a little bit out of him, but it's a juicy.
Ah, this is what I was born to do.
I'm putting another, putting on the blouse.
I just gotta get some
chastity
gas before we head over. It was a long drive here, and I've only got a jerry can in, so I'd like to fill up if that's alright.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So head out to the vehicles. Or?
Okay. He goes out to the police vehicle, gets himself inside, does not open the door for Shelley.
I'll open the door first.
Malachi, Father Bartholomew.
You're quite welcome, Miss Jones.
You just there the whole time,
Very daintily shut this door.
like a dad in the cinema when they're when the
Right.
kids are on a
Purposely,
date,
sit between them. No.
I'm just imagining if it was a film, there'd be the two of them at the front, and then your head would just appear in the middle.
Is it? Well, I imagine on cars that old, there'd just be bench seats at the front.
Would be a bench seat at the front.
So you and the sheriff in the front, and then I'll sit in the back.
Oh no, Bartholomew, I'm pretty sure you're going to need to escort Rob to the gas station.
There is a persuasion skill.
I don't know what he'd do.
Get cranking, Barney. God.
Maybe you can find out what you found in the library.
Oh man, I don't know what I did. So
I'm sure the big sheriff can protect me if that's what you're looking at first.
yeah, right. Okay, we're gonna go with it.
Okay.
Fake
Right.
taxi.
Well, I was going. So I rolled a 00 on that, and then just above.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
head to the gas station.
All right. Okay.
So it's just you and
Yeah.
So Gleason, Sheriff Gleason waits a short while for you to top up. It looks like it's a single pump on this thing, and it looks like it's
Gonna put another single pump.
mostly garage, tin roof sort of operation there, and it looks like at the present there's 2 tractors in there.
God, I don't know. You'd be putting red diesel in a car, man. Good luck with that.
Did they even have fuel gauges back then?
I think you just went until it was full, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it started spurting out.
But then fill up and you start heading off, following the sheriff. Mile out of town, over the bridge. The sheriff takes it at quite some speed.
Oh wow, Sheriff, I've never seen anybody take it that fast before.
Boobs are just going.
Well, I'm on my way around this town.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
You pull over and the road splits left and right, then right hand being he's the old Benston place down there.
The old Benston place?
Yeah, it's long abandoned.
Oh.
Turns off to the right. Starts heading down the road.
Oh wow, you really know your way around a vehicle, don't you?
Steering wheel. Pedals.
Wow, never been driven like this before. My name's Miss Jones, by the way, but you may call me Shirley.
What?
Sheriff.
You can call me Sheriff Gleason.
I like that, Sheriff Gleason.
Turn the steering wheel. The bottom of the steering wheel just rubbing against his stomach as he's turning it. Got me a lot of responsibility here in this town.
I know you're a very important man.
I'm a very important
Sure.
man with a very big gun.
Oh, that's what that was in your trousers.
Not the one in my holster.
It's on show for us so everyone can see. No one gonna mess with me.
No one messed with you even without the gun, Sheriff Gleason.
Safest place you can be in this town.
I can feel it.
He stops the car. Right. Here we are. Opens the door and slides his bulk out so he was pinned between the steering wheel and the seat. Right, it was about... your car pulls up just behind it. He's pointing towards the bushes. There. No. About there. We found that satchel.
Which side's his gun on?
So his gun's on the right hand side.
Yeah, I'd like to go up to his left hand side and just hold on to his arm.
Okay.
Well, someone's about to die.
God. Just, holding on like a damsel in distress.
Blaspheming has begun.
Yeah, so found up there it was.
Sheriff, please show us
Does
the
he
exact spot.
keep rearranging?
He rearranged his boat when he got out of the vehicle. So yeah, then those bushes over there.
And he said this Ed fella, his dogs came down and found it.
It was the Saywood boys actually that found it. Ed was helping man.
This Ed, is he related to those Saywood boys?
No.
No? Where's he live? This Ed and his dog.
Just up, and he points just a short distance up, where there's a turn up on the right that heads up that narrow road with its overgrown. What does the Saywood plant?
They say his dog's very scary. Is it true?
Yeah. Dog is a bit of a beast.
But nothing that scares you, is it?
Got a big gun, like I said.
I was hearing some things in town about this Ed.
What's been heard?
Oh, just that he's a bit of an odd fellow. This animals.
He is an odd fella. Lives up in the hills.
Anything we
Pretty much kills and eats all his own food.
Anything we should be worried about?
He's harmless enough. Came down straight away to search for the boy and was happy to help.
Sounds like he has a good heart.
You always meant to suspect.
Sounds like he has a good heart.
I think underneath that gruff exterior, he's got a good heart.
Reminds me of someone I know. And stroke his shoulder.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable. I would like to leave.
Well, you're the one who suggested the sex and Jamie goes back.
The rest of you are there as well now. We're seeing Shirley fully
Just here, did you say sorry, Sheriff?
just there in the bushes. He points to an area of bushes quite thick.
Gonna go over to have a look around, try and figure a way, see if we can get into the bush.
I mean, it's very dense, so thick you can't even get into that area. But he's pointing to an area some distance in. Yeah, it was up on top of those bushes over there. Like someone just flung it up there.
Beyond the realms of possibility for a 9-year-old boy.
It would be quite a throw for a 9-year-old.
Are there any
Let's check
trees
his-
around
his
this
throw
kind
on
of
his
bushed
stat
area?
Yeah, there's plenty of trees around.
Do any of them look like they're climbable?
Yeah.
Can I ask the sheriff about the boys that found the satchel? How old were they?
The Saywood boys.
They were those Jesus.
16 and 18.
So they could definitely throw a satchel that far.
So, Mr. Sheriff, how do you think the satchel got there? It's quite far.
I don't know. Maybe the boy threw it himself. Maybe someone else saw it later and threw it. Who knows?
Maybe.
Did you see any footprints?
Oh, we got the boy's footprints coming up to here, but nothing after that.
No other footprints, no adults, no other kids.
Pretty trampled once the search party started.
Are there any dangerous animals around here? Wolves, bears?
Yeah, there's some wolves. No bears around here.
wondering if there was no human interference. Maybe there was an animal interference.
Well, do we try it or go back to the house?
Was there anything in the tree branches above where that bush is there anything out of place?
You were looking for trees as well, weren't you? Just said
Yeah, so I was looking to see if there were any nearby where the satchel was. If there was a tree that looked like it might be climbable.
Yeah,
right.
But mostly just thinking.
Even
that,
as me, if I was standing there, even though I wouldn't know what to look for, I guess I'd know if something looked.
Well,
not right
back there. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Make it. Give me a spot hidden check.
I was going to say, my thing was if he couldn't have flung it that way, maybe he stopped to climb a tree and dropped it, and...
I got a 17.
Rather than looking for something I could climb, just looking to see if, possibility that he might have climbed to the top and dropped his bag, and... Because it snapped, so maybe he fell, the bag saved him, and then he might be in the bush somewhere.
That was my thinking as well.
Nothing else on the floor or slightly into the bushes, is there? Like anything which isn't natural? Like other remnants of clothing or other bits which he might have been wearing?
Make a spot hidden check.
Oh, if I was going to climb a tree, what kind of check would that be? Oh, there was a climb.
A sense for climb.
There was a climb check. God
You said it's
damn.
about a quarter mile from the house.
Yeah.
So it's another quarter mile to the bridge.
Do I attempt it? I've got an 80% chance of failure.
I will make it a normal pass by spending 7 luck points. I rolled a 37.
You don't find any... nothing else that's not natural, nothing man-made. It looks like in the area where this satchel is chucked, though, it looks like there is some broken branches amongst the bushes.
Like going into the bush.
Mm-hmm.
Big enough for a person or just...
Beyond the barrier, so if you've got a load of a thick gorse brush you can't get through, beyond that, in towards the middle, there's some area where it looks like the branches are broken.
Is anybody here good at climbing trees? I haven't done it for a long
What type
time.
of check was it?
There's a climb check.
It's a climb check?
So, well, I'm guessing it would be a
No.
climb check, but there is a climb check.
No.
I've got 20, so
Yeah,
like,
20.
I wonder if all of us.
How about you, Fallon?
So
How about you, Sheriff?
So you guys got a bag climb.
I ain't climbing no tree.
he's got the wrong centre of gravity.
Thinking maybe if we can't see into the bush, maybe we could somebody could look in from above. Kid might have fell.
I think it's just a bush, to be honest.
Possibly. I'm just trying to.
There's definitely a disturbance.
Can my cane reach it?
What? In the bushes?
Yeah.
The cane can probably just about reach to the area where the satchel probably was. If your arm's stretched, scratched a bit by the bushes as you push into it.
Trust a bit, isn't it?
Leg and a wing. You know what? Screw it. Can I attempt to climb?
Sure.
Near one of the trees.
Go for it.
It's gonna go horribly wrong, isn't it?
Dunno.
Like
Good
I
luck,
don't want. I
Charles.
only want to
No, 1 in
climb.
5 chance of success.
I only want to climb high enough to see over. I don't want to climb to the top or anything. So whatever you deem to be.
Go on, Jonesy.
My climb is a 20. I did roll a 25.
Luck points.
So
Points,
can I just spend 5 luck points to make it just a flat 20?
You can. So you find a tree nearby which you think is appropriate, and you quickly scale it and get up to a thick-looking branch that overlooks the area. Make a spot hidden check now.
I need to spend 1 points. Oh, definitely 81. And my spine's a 50. You know what? I'm gonna spend 31 luck points.
Right. You get up to the branch,
Get
looking
up.
over the area, and you can see it would be quite thick into these bushes where it is, but where this
fell, this bag fell. Even then, it's like a bit of a miracle that the Saywood boys managed to even get the thing out.
Yeah.
When you look down, it looks like there's some gouges in the tree up here. Like someone's been up here with a knife, carving into the tree.
Okay.
As if someone was up here waiting and just idling time. 3 gouges in the main trunk of the tree, next to where your hand is resting. And 6 gouges on the branch on which you're stood right now.
Not deep enough that it might snap.
Not deep enough to do a snap now.
Guys, there might be something up here.
Well, what have you got?
It looks like somebody's been in the spot that I am now.
Is there any initials gouged in?
Well, there's just some scratches. Looks like maybe somebody was getting bored. But that would mean they might have been waiting. This might be an ambush.
How spaced apart are the gouges?
There are claw marks.
Where it's been, there may be a couple of inches apart.
Possibly, but they don't look like animal gouges, do they?
I might be playing sorry to interrupt, but I might be playing 5D chess here. But it's also something like the 6th of March today. Or March the 6th, which is 3/6. But it could also be not connected at all, and I've just, it's a coincidence.
No,
JB inside is going, oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Oh shit. I just pulled that number out the top of my head.
Well, I don't know what 5D chess is.
I certainly know 3 6s for today. I don't think this is a coincidence.
Well, it would be 6-3 in America. Just saying.
What do you think, Sheriff?
Yeah.
I've got no way of really bringing this down to you to show it as evidence, but
Could be anything. Could be other kids climbing up there.
Does it
Penknife.
just seems suspicious that it's this exact spot.
Sometimes a coincidence is just a coincidence.
Does it look
And sometimes it isn't.
deliberate?
It looks deliberate. How many of the kids come this far out?
Well, there's a lot of open ground here. Kids are bound to come and play.
It's quite far away from the town.
Kids are prone to wandering all kind of long distance. For God's sake, you never read a Stephen King novel? No.
Who is Stephen? who is Stephen King?
No, kids go wandering for miles. Wouldn't be unusual. Think we might just be reading too much into it.
I don't know. There's a missing child on the loose, so this should at least be looked at.
Pulls out his notebook, flips it over the top, starts writing in it.
That guy in the tree is an asshole, making me do some work. Well, thank you, Sheriff. I told you I'd update you with anything I found.
Yeah, well, it's all written down now.
And if I look into the bushes, it doesn't look like somebody sort of fell into the bushes from a point or anything. Just, okay.
Sheriff, what?
Do I have to do a climb check to climb back down?
Find out.
If I want to climb back down, do I have to do another check? How high up am I?
You're about 10 foot up.
Okay, so I'm ankle breaking height.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I can sew you back together, Jonesy.
Getting down is always easier.
You fall into the bushes.
It's not, because the skill check is still the same level. So it's faster.
Failed.
When I roll a 40, so that's 20 over.
You go to get down.
How much lucky you got?
Are we able to get down?
You're able to get down just fine, yeah.
Just want to use it to sweat.
If you'd have passionate got down with
I
style.
was definitely expecting it to be like...
What's a hernia among friends is fine.
You slide down, you scuff your arms a little bit, but you get down easily enough.
Yeah, that probably a bit of scuffed arms. All up to my head.
Thanks very much, Sheriff.
Sheriff, just a quick one.
Mhm.
Would you accompany us to see Ed?
I've got to get back to town.
I thought he was a nice guy and you liked him.
He's a nice enough guy.
Please,
Then why would you not want, while you're here, pop in to
how
see your
would
friend?
you go about approaching him in his dark?
Be polite.
Be polite.
Be polite.
I'll do the talking.
You shut the crap up.
Or is it exactly?
Anyone got any gaffer tape? Wait, it's probably not been invented yet. Quick.
It's 1.5 miles up
Gagging.
that track to Ed's place.
And it's quite a hike.
It's not an easy trail.
It's only 1.5 miles.
In a petticoat and heels.
But it's a
Well, it's not
hike.
the car.
And I assume I've got smart shoes on. You've got
The car is not going up that track.
no.
Oh, Sheriff. Sheriff, surely your car can make it.
Oh, you won't take a car up there.
Well, he takes his car up there, obviously.
Yeah, not a car like mine. He's got his car's a bit of a bulky beast. This is the town car I've got. If you're going up there, I'd walk it. Last thing you want is to get your car stuck in a ditch.
Sheriff, will you come with us, pretty please?
I will not. Showing you where I found this satchel, and there's nothing wrong with Ed. You want to leave him alone. Gotta get myself back to town in case anyone needs me. There's only one of me. And a whole lot of Maidville to be policing.
Thank you, Sheriff.
If we follow the
Appreciate
road,
your time.
and there are no traps on the road, safest way to do it.
Ed wouldn't put traps on the road.
Might he put them in the tree lines either side?
Possibly. Probably stick to the road.
Just wanted to
Sheriff?
make sure.
I'm baking an apple pie later if you want to pop over to the Whitlock residence. I'm
Apple
sure I can
pie,
save
you
a slice.
say?
If not, I've warmed up my own pie for you.
Oh, made up McDonald's.
I'll bear
It's
that
a
in
fish
mind
pie.
when I'm got some free time later.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Big fish pie.
Stroke his arm once more, then let him go.
And I tried to steal his gun.
Really
No.
gonna try hard.
I definitely thought you were going to try to do it.
No, I was on the intentionally the other side to his gun, so he couldn't think that I was.
Right.
Thought you were going to reach around, try and reach around the orbit
That's
of
not-
this man.
That's not the reach around Shirley's doing.
Sheriff Gleason makes his way back into the car, turns it round and starts heading back into town, leaving you on the side of the road.
I'm going to do the whole
Goddamn woman.
I'll buy a finger.
Alright. So Gleason's gone.
Right. Is my car blocking the road, or is it?
No, there's enough space. I mean, it's a track, but there's enough flat green grassland. And the sheriff did pretty much the same thing. There's furrows in the grass now where he's turned around.
Sorry, are we actually near the ravine here?
You're about half a mile away from the ravine.
Yeah, we drove over the bridge, didn't we?
Yeah.
you-
Where we are is another quarter mile to walk back down to the bridge, or a quarter mile back up the hill towards the house, I think.
Got a mile and a half to...
But a mile and a quarter to a mile and a half.
Is
About-
this,
about
is this
half hour
roughly
walk.
at the spot where Mary's car went a bit haywire as she went down?
That was back by the bridge.
Bridge. Yeah.
About what time is it?
About 3.
Well, I gotta head back into town. Keep Garby here from causing too much trouble there.
I'll try my best.
Jonesy, follow me.
If not, I'm sure the dog will like a treat.
I'm on a bit of a hot streak talking to these NPCs.
What's an NPC?
I think,
Well, what's an NPC? Is that a non-political character?
political character.
I don't know. What's an NPC? Right, I gotta head back. I gotta go see Miss Price. See what I can find out about what James was like at school. See what his friends were. See if they know anything.
Should we check out the house
Keep
before we go
Garby
see it?
here from Ed.
I'm hoping Bobby.
I'll try and
Yeah,
control
Bobby.
both of them.
Jonesy and
Priest,
Father
how
Bar
much
follow
do
me. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally about someone walks about 3 miles an hour normally, right? Ish.
Yep.
I mean, on a bit of a
But it's
dirty track.
a bit of a
Probably
half
say
bit of a
half hour
hike,
to
so
do.
it might take you half hour to a mile and a
About
bit.
15-20 minutes to do a mile.
We're gonna hop
Who's-
in the
who's-
car and
Which one's
drive
the most
home.
strapping of the three?
I'm rich, so me.
That's not what I asked. Like you just hire a
I'm
strapping man, it's fine.
I mean, I think we're all probably capable of doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like it's a.
So you'll piggyback me to the. That's it's a damsel in distress.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah,
Like,
Quite sure you got
I
pad me.
believe.
back here, if you ask somebody to give you a piggyback, you'd probably end up with a black eye.
I believe we've got to pass the house anyway.
No.
Back up to.
No.
Do we not? Is it to go off?
Yeah, it's like the house is that way and we're heading.
We were,
Oh right,
and then
okay.
up
I
a
thought it was
different track,
further than
and
that.
then
Okay, cool.
where we're headed that back way.
Okay.
The Beeston residence was that the
That was
Place.
left after the bridge.
Yeah, Benson Residence is on the left, directly after the bridge.
is that the Beeston? Was that the person who was reading
Yeah.
about the businessman?
Benson, yeah, that's the
Benson.
businessman who jumped out of a window in New York.
Samuel Benston.
The Benston, so not Beeston, Benston. I'll relay that information to Father Bartholomew. So I assume Father Bartholomew relayed.
Yes, he did.
The
Yeah, I
story
would
to
have.
me.
I would have told you. Yeah.
Look at this! How convenient!
How did you get that at the library? You're not going to pass.
The old Arkham Library cards accepted in over 400 libraries nationwide.
So I think. So what's the plan then? You've got to head back to town.
I've
You
already
taking
started
anyone
on.
with
Already gone.
Hey, the car's already it's rumble away in the
Yeah,
distance.
just literally ditched us.
Cool.
Like,
And
Are
then
we
it's
going up the lane?
plus four. I think
or are we going to
we're
the
gonna.
house?
I think we're gonna hike up to Ed's.
Ed's.
yeah, I'd hike up to it.
Yeah, Ed's got my fucking
And then
alarm bells
hopefully-
tingling.
If it's about half hour to 45 minutes there, half hour to
Yeah,
45
what
minutes
could
back,
possibly
we'll be
go
back
wrong?
before dark.
Like, I'm sure the dog's not going to try and break one of my throat
Play out
now.
cards right, he'll give us a lift back.
Let him speak.
If he does, hopefully it's only him that gets killed.
Anyway, let's go.
Hopefully he's only got a single shotgun, kills him, and then we can like, woo! And he doesn't shoot the rest of them.
Oh my god.
So were you heading back up to town? The rest of the parties are making their way up this other path.
Yes.
You're walking up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's rocky, and it's an incline heading up. The hills rise up on either side. It's quite clear that you're heading up a valley. And despite the day being quite warm, in the shadow of this area, the air feels quite cool and wet. It feels like the lower part of your trousers, or whatever you may be wearing on your legs, is quickly moistened by residual dew still clinging to the long
just the
grass. Takes a little bit of time to get up high enough, but the you can see the path is well used despite its appearance from further down. And when you're up high enough, it clears out. There's a clearing here surrounded by ridges and trees all over. But there's a couple of structures, rough-made structures that are here. It's like a barn, a small lean-to shack. The shack has a porch built on front with a cover over the top. There's a long chain leading from that porch to the collar on the neck of this huge dog.
Big dog.
Currently lay on the ground, eyes closed.
Is the chain slack?
There it is slack, yes. He's got some lead on it.
How close do we want to get?
Right, like how?
How many feet would you say that chain was?
Just eyeballing it.
I don't want to say anything, but you've got a knife and it's a sleeve.
You've still got it, I think.
No, I gave
No,
you.
you gave it
you've
to
got-
me.
Have you still got?
You've got the paring knife. I've got scissors.
Okay.
And by scissors, I don't mean like. I mean proper.
May
Is
I
the
may I
proper
list the
scissors.
knife as a weapon?
You may.
Is the pickup truck visible?
It is behind the shack. It's parked in an area with high grass, like grass that's up to about this deep. And it's around where the pickup truck is, although there's a clear area in front where it's previously driven.
How far away is the barn?
From where you currently are, the barn is about 100 foot away.
Eyeballing it, would the dog's chain reach the front of the barn?
Maybe.
Because I kind of want to go look in the barn.
The problem with dogs.
Round the
The
outskirts.
problem with dogs is there's nothing you can do to stop them being aggressive off the bat.
Do you know what? I'm just going to
So
call
we would
out.
just have to shout for Ed
Yeah, I'm going to
out
call
of
out
range of the dog.
for-
Nothing we would
for
do.
Mr. Norris.
You're going to call out.
Yes. Mr. Norris!
Did the dog...
I was going to say, I was going to be like,
His
hello.
dog's eyes
Excuse
snap
me.
open, his head comes up, sniffing the air.
There, boy.
Clearly the moment when the dog sees you.
Mr. Norris!
As this thing comes pelting towards you as fast as it can, being pulled on the chain. His
So
bottom
instantly
half
be
of
like
his legs
defense
getting pulled
mode.
out as he's almost completely inverted. The dog falls flat on its back before rolling over, getting up and...
Any sign of Mr. Norris yet?
Hey, boy. It's okay.
Using that, can we see the actual arc of the chain as to whether
Think
it would reach the barn? Or
He
not?
would probably reach the barn, yeah.
The front of the barn or the back of the barn?
Front of the barn.
Would I be able to walk to the barn, staying out of his range? Maybe look at the side of the barn, back of the barn?
You could probably get to the far side of the barn,
Yeah,
yeah, but
like to-
he'll be close to the front of the barn then.
Yeah, I'd like to try and...
Yeah, but the dog could only get one of us.
Closer to the shack itself, you can see there are a whole bunch of animal furs strung up on racks nearby. A couple of skinned animals, and
Probably not unusual for that time. And
not terribly unusual.
No.
There's a couple of loose standing racks nearby which have got skinned meat just hanging up in the sun.
child meat. Skinned child meat.
Task the feast.
Like,
Mr. Ed Norris, are you here? I've told him, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Mr. Ed Norris.
My name is Ed Norris, and I've got a whole bunch of boys locked up in my shed.
Yeah, it's got nipply, yeah.
It was 20 degrees earlier.
It was.
We're in 20 degrees now.
No.
it was
Might be
cold
minus
this
20.
morning.
No disturbance from the shack or anything. And no
disturbance from the shack.
I'm like, I regret not bringing a hoodie with me. Yeah, so I guess with the dog,
Dog is still.
yeah, he ain't gonna hear much of us over the dog. So the best thing we can do is like try and be the
Feed him
least
with
aggressive
vomit.
with the dog as possible.
The dog's his door.
I'm
The
trying to
dog's his
sneak
doorbell,
into
really.
the...
Well, he's gonna come out at some point to tell his dog off and find us.
Just hopefully
Like,
not me.
But I'm just hoping that chain doesn't snap and the dog gets one of us. So I would try and do what I'd normally do with dogs and sort of like lower myself, but not go any closer. So I'd like sort of crouch and like, it's okay, it's alright, to the dog.
You were trying to calm the dog.
Sort of gentle, like, but ready to like either defend myself or run if that thing gets off the chain.
Okay.
I will
You're
hold my
Trying to
action.
walk to the side of the barn.
you're trying to walk too close to the barn.
Yeah, from what I perceive as outside the range of the chain.
Okay.
Mr. Barney, Chef Thompson, to be nice.
It's nice.
It's nice to peer in through the window of the barn.
Maybe he's in the barn. That's why he can't hear us.
At least you'll be more in view, so if he does come out, you can be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shot.
He's definitely going to come busting out the door with a gun, isn't he?
So he's a nice guy.
Alright. Shelley, what are you up to?
Spritzing myself with perfume.
Spritzing yourself with perfume,
Just to
perfect.
piss the dog off even more.
could just
Spray it in the dog's eyes.
No, it's very
I'll just
alluring.
call out a few more times, explain that we spoke to the sheriff of town, we just had a few questions.
Are incredible.
Sure. Okay. So, while you're trying to calm it, you're calling out, you're heading over towards the barn. You move closer and closer. The dog's angling round on the chain, as it's trying to get to you. You're being the closest person to it, yanking at it. You can see the porch on which it is tied to is rocking as the chain wrapped around it from the other side. Each time it yanks at the chain, the porch thing just moves a little bit over.
Can I, obviously looking towards that direction, can I see the old man in his house by the car?
No sign of the old man by the car or by the shack. But as you get closer and closer to the barns, you're aware of the amount of flies in the air is getting heavier. The barn is a much larger structure than the shack, although still roughly made. Whole series of planks wrapping around it, spaced.
Is it well made or is it gappy?
It's gappy. It's gappy as you get closer. Flies landing on your face as you get closer to it. There's an unpleasant smell of rot in the air. This warm air as you're getting closer.
Not many.
Yank! The dog pulls on the chain again. You see the banister of the shack moving over. Jonesy's getting down low, trying to attract the dog's attention.
I'd imagine. I'm going to try and peer in through one of the holes on the side of the
You
shack.
get right up to the barn now.
That dog is going to rip the front of that house off, kill you.
Dog, you're just aware of the dog viciously yanking at it just off to your left-hand side. It can only be about 10 feet away from you.
If it snaps like the chain, it's going to have you in a second.
Get right up to the barn. Made from planks around a frame, spaced a good distance away. There must be an inch between each of these planks.
That's so I can see a good view.
Yeah. You get your face right up to there and push your eye up against it.
And a fly lands on your eyeball.
It'd been 11 o'clock. I think we should leave this as a lock-in.
Yeah, man.
We lived! Shitting my pants.
We survived the session!
It's not the
And
end.
you all die.
It's not the end of the scenario.
Yeah, but we've survived a full day.
I think there's a lot to investigate still. So there's enough for it to fill a second session.
Awesome.
Yeah, we haven't even got back to the house
I've not
yet.
even baked my pie yet.